Eagles. Their goal is to help you win that battle with them. Stop by or call today at 918-448-8480. That's 918-448-8480. Charlie Mike's Dispensary, on the air because they care.
Are you ready to work for one of the area's premier companies? If so, Forsgren wants to offer you a rewarding new career. Forsgren has been building the foundation of the River Valley for over 80 years. Forsgren is recruiting for experienced concrete finishers, equipment operators, truck drivers, and laborers. Forsgren is a destination point for men and women with a drive toward excellence. Join the Forsgren legacy. Apply now on any device, anywhere at GoForsgren.com. That's GoForsgren.com. Forsgren Incorporated is an equal opportunity employer.
Need a little extra cash? Go see Rusty at Golden Gym Pond, 310 West Center in Greenwood. Get the money you need with loans on jewelry, guns, tools, and electronics. If you're looking for a gift, they have a large selection of jewelry to choose from, and Rusty can take care of all jewelry repair. Stop by Golden Gym Pond today, 310 West Center in Greenwood, or call 996-2792. Open 9 to 5:30 Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, and 9 to 3 on Wednesday. Golden Gym Pond.
Here's to you and yours from the friendly folks at In Good Spirits, your upscale liquor store in Fort Smith. At In Good Spirits, they've got what your taste buds are craving, including flavorful wines from around the world, scrumptious brandies and liqueurs, tempting whiskeys and beers, and fine cigars. Treat yourself to the best as you listen to the game. Check out In Good Spirits, 12100 Highway 71 South, across from Riley Farms in Fort Smith.
Previously heard on Chuck and Bo.
What latte did you get?
This is a...
I'm dying to know.
This is a gingerbread latte with oat milk.
Good God.
I knew.
Good God. I mean, really.
I knew that was coming.
Bart comes out of Starbucks and accidentally gets into a minivan. He's like, I don't know what took over me, but I definitely should be in this minivan. Where are the kids? Did somebody leave them at soccer practice?
I hate
The Chuck and Bo Show.
That was a called play, and I called it, Chuck.
Back to Save Sports Radio.
I'm ready to roll right now,
Can you believe we're doing this?
This brings back.
Just like old times.
This is getting ridiculous, Bo Mattingly.
Northwest Arkansas is growing. It deserves an intelligent sports radio.
Two ball play guys with a face for radio.
Here is Chuck Barrett and Bo Mattingly.
I'm going to have to remind myself all day it's not Monday. That's the first thing I thought of when I got up this morning. Well, it's Monday. We got a radio show or a game tonight. And then it's like, no, it's Thursday. It's the second day of the new year. And we're glad you're here as we get underway. Bo is on assignment, as they say. His side hustle is doing some stuff for ESPN. So he's actually on his way back, or will be, later this morning. He was at the Rose Bowl for Ohio State and Oregon, which is the bowl game that the best team left in the college football played in, at least based on what I've seen so far. Bart's here. Edward's here. We're glad you're here. Hope everybody had a good New Year's. Can we agree, Ohio State? I mean, we've not seen Georgia and Notre Dame play today, but can we agree Ohio State's best team still out there?
They certainly look the part. I mean, that was a beating that they gave Oregon. Just took them to the woodshed and said, see you later. We don't care that you're the Big Ten champs, which, by the way, I'm not really sure that the conference championship games mean anything based on the results we've seen so far in the playoff.
I've forgotten all about them, just for the record. It's like they were never played. Yesterday morning began, and we heard the news from New Orleans, which, I would like to say is unbelievable, but of course it's not. In this day and age. And, I think we knew, or we should have known early on yesterday morning, that there was a pretty good chance the Sugar Bowl was not going to be played yesterday. I think once we all kind of got over I won't say got over, but realized exactly what was happening in New Orleans, and the shock kind of subsided, and we began to gather information about what had happened. Obviously, it was a terrorist attack, and obviously there was, and still is, a great deal of work going on there. But they're going to play this afternoon at 3 o'clock, and the winner will play Penn State, and Ohio State and Texas are going to play next week, Texas is going to get beat. I mean, Texas is going to get beat. First off, that was targeting. Let's just deal with that right away. That was targeting at the end of the ball game. You know, I thought Texas, at the beginning of the game, they're going to run these guys off the field. And there was a part of me in the back of my head that wasn't really bothered by that. Because in my mind, I'm thinking, all right, maybe we can get over this idea that we can create a basketball tournament with a football playoff. Maybe we'll move past that and realize there are only a handful of teams that are really worthy of calling themselves national championship contenders. But then Texas did every single thing they could do to give the game away. I mean, they are a far superior team to Arizona State, with the exception of one position, and that's quarterback. I put every bit of Texas's struggles, and I hate to do this because I think he's a really talented player, but I do not understand the fascination with Ewers. I never have. I never will. You know, the people have talked about him in turn. I mean, he's been the poster boy for college football, and I've never gotten it. It's never clicked with me. I think he's good, and I'm not suggesting that he's not. But I felt like yesterday he's the one that kept Arizona State in the game. Because here's how I kind of watched that game. I want to see how you watched it, Bart. There was never a point until Texas's kicker doinked the kick at the end of regulation. There was never a point where I thought Arizona State was going to win that game. Even when it was 24-24, I did not think Arizona State was going to win that game. Texas is going to find a way to pull it out because Texas is better. But then that guy doinks that field goal, and I'm thinking, they may pull this off. I mean, Arizona State may pull this off. Of course, Texas ended up winning the game. That's the game that I think probably the books made their money back on there. If they lost money the other time, they made their money back there because lots of people had Texas to cover. And Arizona State ends up, I think, the recipient of some generosity from Texas because I don't think that game should have been close. I don't think it should have been close. Texas should have beaten them by 21, 28 points.
Yeah, I tend to agree. I mean, Texas is a supremely talented football team, as much as I hate to say it. But, man, their offense goes dark at various points throughout a game, and they just can't do anything offensively, which is it blows my mind because Sark is such a good play caller.
I like Sark.
And such a good offensive coordinator. And he's calling good plays, and you've got guys making plays. Those guys just aren't the quarterback. And Quinn Ewers, again, like, you know, he's had some really great moments, but he's going to be the guy who prevents Texas from winning a national title, based on what I've seen from him in big games and big moments. He's not even the best quarterback on the team. Now, I mean, look, let's not act like Arch Manning is some sort of experienced guy who's got a lot of games under his belt or anything. But
it's too late for him to make the change.
Right.
It's too late.
Exactly.
If they were going to do this,
Exactly.
it should have happened in maybe late October,
Exactly.
early November. You can't do it now.
When Ewers was hurt and Arch Manning was playing and playing well, he should have just kept the job.
Well, I don't know, but I think Ohio State's clearly the best team right now. And I'm not sure what's going to happen today. I mean, Georgia's playing without their starting quarterback. And, Notre Dame's looked pretty good over the last couple of months. So I'm not sure Georgia's going to get out of there. I don't want to get to the championship game and there not be an SEC team there. But we may be looking at that. Did you guys make it to midnight? Did you guys make it to midnight on New Year's Eve, Edward?
Nope.
Bart?
Not even close.
Certainly did.
Did you really?
Oh, yeah.
Merriment? Were you at a party or did you just stay up?
Just stayed up.
Did you?
Yeah, just stayed up.
I
had
10:30.
Really?
That's what I made it to.
I made it to about 11. I made it to about 11.
Did you see the ball drop in Times Square?
No.
No.
No, I think I was watching something else at that point. But I don't know what. But no, I didn't. But yesterday was a weird day.
It was.
Because I woke up yesterday and all I could think about was, hey, I'm going to watch 3 football games. And I'm thinking in my mind, I got to get a nap in at some point, or I'm not going to make it till 10:30, 11 o'clock, and then obviously the news from New Orleans changed everything. All right, 877-377-6963. Second day of January. That's the number that'll get you into the program. I want to talk about some of the other bowl games. Our bowl game. We got a basketball game on Saturday, a huge one. Desmond James ran 22 miles per hour right into the transfer portal. And he's not coming back, I guess. And what about Brett Bielema? Bielema and Shane Beamer. Shane Beamer was like, you're lucky my friends are holding me back. You're lucky they're holding me back, and I can't get at you right now. I'd take you down. That is, I actually thought it was kind of fun to watch. I thought it was one of the more entertaining aspects of the bowl day, to be honest with you.
Absolutely.
That's just Brett being Brett. And look, there's a game that goes on between every play. Every time you watch a football game, between every play, there's the gamesmanship between the coordinators. And offenses, it's not like the old days where Ken Hatfield grabs James Shebest by the back of the shoulder pad and calls the play and pushes him onto the field, and he runs out there and tells the quarterback, and bang, they go to the line of scrimmage. I mean, you got packages running in, and as you know, when the offense runs out on the field and substitutes and does all that, the defense gets to bring guys in too. And they hold the snap until they get them in. Well, defensive coaches have figured out that if their guys will kind of lollygag on and off the field, that play clock's still running. And that's why South Carolina ended up having to use that timeout there at the end. But I thought that was an entertaining game. Television ratings are through the roof. Even in the non-college football playoff bowl games, the ones you think don't matter, the numbers are through the roof. And we're going to talk about that today. Right now, we're going to Searcy, though. Brent, you are first up. Welcome to the Chuck and Bo Show. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Chuck and Bart. Happy New Year.
What about Edward? Edward's over here. Edward's over here, too, Brent.
I'm here.
Edward, I don't believe I've ever talked to you on the radio, but Happy New Year.
Well, it's a new year. It's a new year, Brent. New beginnings.
Hey, Chuck.
Yes.
I hate to tell Shane Beamer, Brett Bielema could break him into two pieces in about 0.1 seconds.
Yeah, if he could catch him. Beamer's got the quickness factor on him. But if he got him into a corner, it'd be over.
That's for sure, because Big Brett's pushing about 400 right now.
Hey, he'd lay him out, lay the big splash on him, and it'd be all over.
Hey, that Illinois pullover he wears, that's a two-man tent.
Yeah, it's big. You're right.
But I got to ask y'all something serious.
Please.
Do you actually think that Arch Manning will be the savior of Texas football next year?
Well, I don't know about next year. He may be next year, Brent. We don't know.
No, let me tell you this, Chuck. When did the Mannings win anything in college of consequence?
Well, you can't spell citrus without the UT.
That's right. You can't spell citrus without. Hey, Chuck, how about you ready to go to Tennessee Saturday and see the Hogs lay the smack down on Little Bow Wow and his bunch?
I'm looking forward to that. I don't know if you've looked at the SEC schedule this weekend. It is like massive. All the games that are going to be played. But, yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
This weekend's I've never seen have you ever seen the first week with this many good games?
Well, we've never had a year where 10 of the top 25 were from the SEC either. So the answer to your question is no, but it's because all these teams are ranked. I mean, it is going to be a free-for-all. I have no idea what's going to happen around the league. I have no idea what's going to happen in Knoxville Saturday, but I think it's going to be a good game.
We're going to give it our all. We're going to come out with a victory.
Arkansas is playing pretty well right now.
You can't go undefeated in basketball.
No, there's going to be some losses. That's for sure. Nobody's going to run the table.
And I'm not sure that some of these top 10 teams won't drop out that are in the SEC right now. I mean,
well, the numbers are going to dictate. I mean, the league's going to beat up on each other. And we're going to get into this same thing late in the basketball season that we've gotten into in football. It's going to be different, obviously, and we're going to have a net ranking to go by. But you're going to have a lot of the same conversation about strength of schedule and stuff like that.
Well, our strength schedule's pretty darn good, Chuck.
Oh, I know. Well, there's going to be a lot of good schedules out there. All right, Brent.
But before I go, did they forget about the coach at Florida? What? I mean, we don't hear anything about it.
I don't know. I don't. You're talking about the investigation?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know where it stands.
Keep on coaching.
I have no idea. I've wondered the same thing.
All right.
All right,
Y'all
Brent.
have a great day and Happy New Year.
Thanks, man. Bye. Appreciate your call. 877-377-6963. Quick break. Back with more in a moment. This is the Chuck and Bo Show. Good morning.
I'm not telling you that everything's great. I'm also not willing to say everything's terrible.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
The final days of Chevy's Red Tag event have arrived at Chevrolet of Fayetteville. Last chance for up to $16,000 total savings on new 2024 Silverados. Final days for up to $11,000 in total savings on new 2024 Suburbans and Tahoes. At Chevrolet of Fayetteville in the Fayetteville Auto Park. Together, let's drive. ChevroletofFayetteville.com. Savings include dealer discounts and all incentives on select models. Must qualify. See dealer for details. Expires 1/2/25.
Hey Razorback fans, it's Quinn Grovey alongside my man, Matt Zimmer.
And it's a great time to be a Razorback.
Embrace the ho!
Whether it's a touchdown, a slam dunk, or a grand slam.
Big Sully, they were doing all the stuff. I went in there to get something to eat, and they're cheering. I'm like, what is going on here? We're here with the excitement and insight you crave.
Well, you're giving me goosebumps now, you know.
It's the Razorback Daily from the team at Sport and Store.
That might be our best episode ever.
Available wherever you listen to your podcast each morning.
It seems like everything is more expensive this year, but at Paschal Air Plumbing and Electric, we're here to help lighten the load. This new year, enjoy no payments and no interest on all home repairs and replacements. Whether it's fixing that stubborn plumbing issue, replacing an aging heating and air system, or upgrading your electrical, our Paschal pros are here to keep your home running smoothly and stress-free. Visit GoPaschal.com today to schedule your service. Paschal Air Plumbing and Electric. Professional people, professional service. See dealer for details with approved credit. Restrictions apply.
I always enjoy talking about Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company. If you followed my radio career, you remember they were partners on the original Sports Rap radio program over 20 years ago. We've done business together from an advertising perspective, but more importantly, they've been my partners in buying and selling homes. I'd recommend them to anybody. They're in Northwest Arkansas, the River Valley, and in Branson. Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company, turning houses into homes since 1978.
We were doing everything right. We were moving the ball. We had it. We booped. Wide open miss. Another one here missed. I was ready to strangle myself. Like, come on.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
The big after Christmas sale is underway at Gelco Outdoors. Check out the huge savings under the porch and throughout the store. Save 50% off select work, hunting, and casual clothing by Ariat, Wrangler, Sitlock, Drake, Browning, Pursuit Gear, and more. Hurry in while the selection is at its best. Don't miss the big Gelco Outdoors 50% off after Christmas sale. Gelco Outdoors, 4600 South Zero in Fort Smith. Open New Year's Day, 10 till 5.
Remodeling your bathroom? Don't let your imagination be limited by out-of-the-box shower doors or tub enclosures. Arkansas Glass and Mirror is your local source for all things glass, including plexiglass, mirrors, and shower doors since 1964. Arkansas Glass and Mirror has more selections, better prices, and the experience to help you build the shower of your dreams. They also have the only showroom in the area to help you create those dreams. Professional installation and professional service. Only at Arkansas Glass and Mirror, 1316 South Zero, Fort Smith, or online at arkansasglassandmirror.com.
Harry Robinson Salisaw Ford wants to buy or trade for your vehicle today, and they will give you top dollar. Pre-owned car values are at historic all-time highs, and your car today is worth more than it ever will be again. If you are driving a 2013 model or newer with 120,000 miles or less, bring it to Harry Robinson Salisaw Ford, and they'll give you more than any other dealer. Even if you don't want to buy a new car, they'll still buy yours. Harry Robinson Salisaw Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Salisaw.
Whether it's torque, horsepower, or just extreme work, diesel trucks do their job. But when your diesel truck needs maintenance or repair, it's time to head to Extreme Diesel. Everything from standard maintenance to extreme repairs, including injector testing. Extreme Diesel delivers. They have the tools and service for your Cummins, Duramax, or Power Stroke. You trust your truck to deliver on your needs, and you can trust your truck at Extreme Diesel. 6630 Alma Highway between Van Buren and Alma. Check them out on Facebook or give them a call at 651-3363. They're bilingual, now offering CP4 solutions for both Chevy and Ford.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
Let's take you as an example. You're rich, and you're still here.
I am not rich, or I wouldn't be here.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Bo sent us a picture yesterday from the field at the Rose Bowl, and he was that was a humble brag. Is that what you think?
Yes,
does that qualify as a humble brag?
I don't even know that it was that humble.
When you're on the field at the Rose Bowl and you send a picture out and it says like "grateful to be here" or "blessed" or something like that, that is a humble brag. And but I know he was having a great time, and I wish the game had been a little bit better. That was the game I was looking forward to watching.
Yeah, for sure.
Because when it looked like Texas was going to blow Arizona State off the field, I'm thinking, well, maybe the granddaddy of them all will produce, and it just really didn't. But Ohio State's playing really, really well right now. Is Ohio State the best team out? Is there going to be an SEC team in the college football playoff final? I don't think that's a given. All right, here's one thing I want to mention today as we get started. I was interested in reading. I'm always interested in reading. How many people are watching or listening to games? I mean, we kind of work in a business where, it's numbers fueled, and over the years I've just kind of always paid attention to that kind of stuff, or at least in passing. The television ratings for the non-college football playoff games are up over 20% from where they were a year ago. And it's interesting to me because as college football fans, if you were to ask the average college football fan, are there too many bowl games? 9 out of 10 are going to say yes. I don't know why they're playing these games. 6-6 teams shouldn't go to bowl games. That's Bart's favorite cry. And there are, well, you're not the only one. There are others who say that sort of thing too. And yet, do you realize that Arkansas's Liberty Bowl victory over Texas Tech was their third most watched game of the season? Only the Tennessee game and the Texas game barely had more viewers than the Liberty Bowl. 4.2 million people watched the Liberty Bowl. Watched Arkansas play Texas Tech. Just for a reference point, 5.3 million watched Arkansas beat Tennessee in prime time on a Saturday night in the middle of college football season on ABC. 5.3 million watched it. 4.56 million watched that Texas game, proving people will watch games at 11 o'clock in the morning. 4.2 watched Arkansas play Texas Tech. Now, if you were at the game, you know that it was by no stretch of the imagination a capacity crowd, and it was not at a fever pitch. I can tell you Arkansas has taken a lot more fans to the Liberty Bowl than what went this year. They've taken more fans to bowls 10 times further than Memphis. It was not a great crowd. It was a good crowd. Texas Tech didn't bring anybody. I'm going to guess their crowd was less than 10,000. I know that. Not much more than some SEC teams have on a typical road game. Like Alabama, Tennessee, they'll travel with as many fans for a regular season game as Texas Tech traveled with to the game in Memphis. So there was essentially, from a crowd standpoint, might have been 2/3 full. 44,000 capacity. They listed it at 37. I'm going to guess there might have been 30, maybe 30, in terms of people actually in the stadium. And yet, 4.2 million people watched it on television. We all do this. I do it. You do it. Bart does it. Edward does it. Bo does it when he's here. We all believe that our circle, the way our circle views the world, is the way everybody views the world. If we don't hear anybody saying it's an important game or a game I'd like to watch or I think I'll sit down and watch, if we don't hear people say that, we just assume nobody feels that way. Well, we're not excited about going to the Liberty Bowl. So nobody in America could possibly be excited about watching that game. And I'm not saying that somebody in Boulder, Colorado, or somebody in Arizona thought to themselves, man, I got to get in front of a TV so I can watch Arkansas and Texas Tech play. But my point is that what is meaningless to us is still interesting to other people. There will not be very many, and you'll be able to count them on one hand, the regular season college basketball games this year that draw 4.2 million viewers. You'll be able to count them on one hand by the time, and I'm not talking necessarily about the Final Four or the NCAA tournament. I'm talking about what happens in the regular season. Bowl games draw. They're always going to be a draw. And we may not like them. In fact, a lot of these minor bowl games, the fans were more worried about whether or not they ought to fire the coach than whether or not they should actually make plans to go to the game. And yet, people watch. I've watched a lot of these games. I've been entertained by a lot of them. 8 million people watched Colorado play the other night in their bowl game. I was one of them. I found it to be an interesting game. And again, you may have had fan bases that were unhappy with the way things were going. I watched that 6 overtime game the other night. I enjoyed it. I'm going to guess there were people on both sides of the aisle that wanted their head coach fired or wondered what in the world was, going on or why they weren't better than they were. But a lot of eyeballs are on college football. Now, the one part of all the postseason that we anticipated the most is what's probably delivered the least. It's the things like Bielema and Beamer. It's those types of things in bowl games that really keep us talking. I don't know about you guys, but I've been totally underwhelmed by the playoffs so far. I don't like to be critical of it. I've waited my whole life for this just like everybody else. But to me, that's probably been the least interesting part of the bowl season because the games have turned out to be duds. It was improperly seeded. You've got teams playing in so-called playoff games that are not really among the 12 best teams in the country. And I'm not sounding the alarm. I'm not saying that it's bad because it's not. It's good. But I do think there's going to have to be some major tweaking before next year. And even though the Texas and Arizona State game was close, it was not a great game. It was not a classic game. Texas kept Arizona State in the game. And that's why it was close and exciting and nail-biting at the end. But that was not an instant classic. I don't know if we're going to have an instant classic during the playoff. Maybe we will when we get to the semifinal round, and maybe the championship game will produce. But so far, all we've really done is determine who didn't belong. That's basically all we've done so far.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how today's game goes between Notre Dame and Georgia. Chuck, one of the interesting things that stuck out to me is the fact that every quarterfinal game so far has been won by a team that did not have a bye, that played in the first round.
It tells you it was improperly seeded.
It was improperly seeded. Maybe there's a little bit of momentum coming out of winning a game or versus, sitting around for a couple of weeks. And having a longer layoff, but that's no different than a traditional bowl layoff for a bowl game of this magnitude. You're right, Chuck. It needs to be properly seeded. I think we're probably going to get there. And I also wonder if there are too many bowls involved in the playoff. I understand why it's the way it is, but man, it would be fun to have some of these quarterfinal games on campus sites as well and reward those teams.
I was all for the on-campus stuff when this was announced. I'm not sure that's the way to go. Now, I think there are too many teams. I would, if you've got to have 8 teams for television, let's do this at neutral sites. Let's put it in good weather. Let's find out what both these teams can really do. I don't know. I don't think I'm the only one. I mean, it's a work in progress.
Right.
And there have been great points about it. There have been points about it that haven't been so good. Steven is in Nashville. Steven, you're on the Chuck and Bo Show.
Hey, thank you for taking my call.
You bet.
I don't ever want to root for Texas, but that game yesterday, their announcers on that TV was all they wanted to talk about was Arizona State and that Schumer. And I'm like, please, Texas, just beat them so I ain't got to listen to them the rest of the playoff games. Because their announcers were strongly for Arizona State, I believe. What do you think?
Well, I think at the start, quite honestly, when it was 14-0, I think they were just scrambling to try to keep people watching, and they were trying to convince people it might still be a good game. I was kind of like you, and I said this earlier. I mean, when Texas went up 14-0, I thought, well, just go ahead and stomp them. I mean, just beat the hell out of them, and let's get on. Let's get beyond this charade that teams like Arizona State have a real chance. And then by the end of it, I mean, I'm Sun Devil to the core, baby. I'm screaming at the TV because
jersey.
Yeah. I mean, why wasn't that targeting? I mean, I'm doing it just like everybody else. All right, Steven. Thanks, man. I appreciate your call. I fell into that trap. I got to admit, by the end of the game, I was very much rooting for Arizona State, even though 3 hours earlier, I was like, man, these guys don't even belong here. 877-377-6963. This is the Chuck and Bo Show. Good morning. That's the actual question. What the hell's going on around here?
The Chuck and Bo Show.
The holidays are all about making moments that matter. At Blakeman's Fine Jewelry, we're here to help you find a gift as special as the people you love. From sparkling diamonds to classic watches and colorful gemstones, we have something for everyone on your list. Stop by Blakeman's in Rogers and let us help you make this holiday one to remember. Because at Blakeman's, it's more than jewelry. It's your story. Blakeman's Fine Jewelry. Having great vision enhances every part of life. That's why I go to McDonald Eye Associates. Whether it's a pair of readers or LASIK surgery, you know you're in good hands. You've heard former quarterback and now coach Ty Story talk about his great LASIK results with McDonald Eye. The surgeons there have done more LASIK procedures than anybody in the state of Arkansas and have helped numerous athletes get better results through improved vision. When it comes to vision, nobody sees it like McDonald Eye.
Know what else makes you an Arkansas Razorback fan? Going to the University of Arkansas. How about playing football for the team?
The Chuck and Bo Show.
The SEC has changed.
Major breakthrough college
Our coach has changed. Our roster has changed. One thing that hasn't changed, who we are. We are a championship program. We are led by Hall of Fame coaches. We are over 19,000 strong at home, and we are just as powerful on the road. We are the ones you counted out. We are Razorbacks.
Listen to every Razorback basketball game right here on ESPN 95.3 and hitthatline.com.
Hey, it's Ty Richardson, my buddy Simon Wheeler with Wheeler Power Sports. Stop by the studio. Simon, what's going on post-Christmas?
If you have a name brand motorcycle, ATV, or side-by-side you would consider selling or trading, call or text or use bike buyers at 479-783-5822 or visit us online at wheelerpowersports.com. Buy, sell, or trade Wheeler is the one for 2025. Proud to be Fort Smith's authorized dealer for Kawasaki, Suzuki, Polaris, and Slingshot.
Simon Wheeler at Wheeler Power Sports in downtown Fort Smith, keeping the good times rolling since 1967.
Working for the weekend?
The holidays are here, and Four Corks is your holiday celebration headquarters. Special times with a few or just for you makes Four Corks Wine, Beer, and Spirits your holiday party planning destination. Four Corks, 8000 Fort Smith. It's time to celebrate Arkansas. With Four Corks Wine, Beer, and Spirits, Four Corks is your final stop before the big game. Wine, beer, craft beer, bourbon, and even cigars. Your watch party destination is Four Corks, 8000 Street, Fort Smith.
Hey, Ty Richardson for Cut Above Lawn and Landscaping. Does your yard need to be serviced in the fall and winter months? Of course. A Cut Above is with you every step of the way. Whether it's commercial or residential, a Cut Above can handle all your needs. Tree service, stump grinding, brush hog, full landscaping. Plus, a Cut Above can take care of all your leaf removal.
Call or text today at 479-719-5605.
That's a Cut Above, 719-5605.
Remodeling your bathroom? Don't let your imagination be limited by out-of-the-box shower doors or tub enclosures. Arkansas Glass and Mirror is your local source for all things glass, including plexiglass, mirrors, and shower doors since 1964. Arkansas Glass and Mirror has more selections, better prices, and the experience to help you build the shower of your dreams. They also have the only showroom in the area to help you create those dreams. Professional installation and professional service. Only at Arkansas Glass and Mirror, 1316 South Zero, Fort Smith, or online at arkansasglassandmirror.com.
Hey, Ty Richardson for Jam Mart. Jam Mart is always trying to save you money, and that's why they partner with Valero. Hook up your checking account to the Valero Pay Plus app, and you'll get 10 cents off a gallon, plus other special deals on holidays and more. Jam Mart and Valero, passing on the savings to you. Now available at the 3 Fort Smith Valero Jam Mart locations. And stop by any of the 6 Jam Mart locations in the area. Jam Mart, the leading gas station and convenience store in the region.
Waldron Wave Rural Connect. Internet is now available in your area. Fast fiber internet and full-featured home phone are ready for you. This covers areas around Waldron, Bates, Winfield, Y-City, and more. Check out your address online today. The best whole home solution of internet and phone, all from a local provider you can trust. Order online at signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-492-8372. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
Dozy Place has now been serving award-winning steaks for over 20 years. Celebrate your special birthday, holiday, person, or just because at Dozy Place. Start with delicious appetizers and your choice of drinks from the largest selection of wines, beer, and liquor in the River Valley. Dozy Place is open Tuesday through Thursday 5 till 9 and Friday and Saturday 5 till 10. Reservations are recommended, so call 784-9111. 784-9111 for Dozy Place, 422 North 3rd Street, Fort Smith.
What makes Crabtree RV Center different? First, we are a 4th-generation family-owned business, taking pride in making your family's dreams come true. No corporate mentality here. Second, we've been in business for 74 years, founded in 1950 here in the River Valley, Northwest Arkansas area. We are not going anywhere. What does that mean for our customers? A family feel with no corporate hidden fees. The reassurance that we will be here for generations to come, and knowledgeable salespeople who want to pick the right RV for your family to make lifetime memories in. Crabtree RV Center, making your family's dreams come true for over 70 years.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
This is my problem with people and criticism. Like, you get on social media, you create a fake account, and you say things. Like, if you're going to call for somebody else's job and you're going to make a big statement, put your name on it. I am Bart, and I did the billboard. Bart didn't do the billboard. But put your name on it.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Whatever happened with that billboard? Did it stay up like for a month, or was that just like a day deal or a weekend kind of thing?
I mean, I'm
sure
there
was that one weekend where everybody talked about it, and then nobody talked about it anymore.
I think it had a week run.
Is it? Is that how they sell that stuff?
I remember coming in the office early in the morning, and I passed that billboard, and that week after that game, it was still up, but then it went away.
I was just, when I heard that clip there, I just wondered about that. Bo is making his way back from the western coast of the United States. He went out to the Rose Bowl yesterday. His side gig with ESPN, the college football playoff. Now, let me just tell you, these guys got their work cut out for them, making this thing sound like the greatest event since, whatever. They do this inside the college football playoff, so and it is good. They do a great job.
Very well done.
And
Disney Plus.
Bo is Disney Plus. Bo's kind of the one that figures out what they're going to do. Is the long? He plans the program. Is the bottom line, and obviously, you want to make it sound like this is and it is a really important deal. But they're going to have their work cut out for them because they've just not had a great game yet. I hope they get one this afternoon. Nobody's really talking. Well, maybe they're talking about it some. But Georgia not having their starting quarterback, I think there's the potential for that to have a lot to do with what happens today.
I think it's a really big deal. People have been on Carson Beck all year long talking about how he's not good enough, how he's not very good, and maybe that's the case. But he's the starting quarterback for one of the best teams in the country. And when you lose that guy and you have a guy coming in who has basically zero experience, it doesn't usually work out very well for you. Not every situation is a Jalen Hurts to a Tagovailoa situation, right? Like, this is not that. We'll see, but I think Georgia's offense is really going to struggle against Notre Dame's defense tonight.
I don't know. We'll see.
Today.
3 o'clock. Yeah. 3 o'clock is when they'll play today. Basketball tonight, Bud Walton Arena. Razorback women host 6th-ranked LSU, 8 o'clock on the SEC Network. The men travel to Knoxville tomorrow and play at noon on Saturday against the Vols. Eddie is on the line. Eddie, Happy New Year, my man.
Happy New Year, gentlemen. Happy New Year to this whole nation. And may God, we give birth to a new year. May God bless this nation. May God bless the whole nation and all its people in the great state of Arkansas. May God bless our football program, our players, and coaches. And we start a new year. And as I said the other day, I'm getting ready for the birth of a new season, our basketball. Let me say this. I've been aboard the Hall train for 53 years since I was 7 years old. I'll soon be 60. And I've enjoyed every minute of the ride. And I've been blowing a whistle ever since. But in regards to our basketball program, if you would be so gracious, I want to go down memory lane, baby. So when we go to Knoxville, not only are we going to beat the Vols, which is exactly what we're going to do, because we're coming with tradition, we're coming, with swagger, and we got the players, the coach, the fan base, to beat you in the players. Let me say this. I go down memory lane in 1981. U.S. Reed shot to beat the defending and Austin, Texas national champions, Louisville. You talk about big shots and moments in time. How about in the Pine Bluff Convention Center when Charles stepped up and hit the winning shot to beat the #1 Tar Heels and Michael Jordan. And you go down memory lane in 1994, Scotty took the shot to beat Duke to win the national championship. And you talk about some of the most formidable teams this program has beat. Let's go down memory lane. One more time, baby. You talk about Phi Slama Jama, Hakeem Olajuwon, Clyde the Glide. Well, Big Joe beat them that day. And you talk about, they call them Phi Slama Jama. And then you talk about Michigan. Let me talk about this Fab Five, Chris Webber, Jalen Rose. Well, we beat them, baby. Let me say this. You talk about the Tar Heels and Michael Jordan. Well, we beat them. Let me say this. Another big win's coming Saturday. I believe the swagger's coming back in our program. I believe, we got the coach. We got the fan base. We got the players. And we got the tradition, baby. And let's don't forget that. And because some of it's been lost, I think that we're fixing to regain that. And it's coming. So for fan base, fasten your seatbelt. Get aboard the train because it's going to be a good year. And the whole train is going to be right in the middle of the fight, baby. Thank you for taking my call. That whistle is starting to blow. Can you hear it Saturday in Knoxville, baby?
Eddie, thanks for bringing it this morning. What was the count on Let Me Say This Is today? It was down a little bit.
I've got the full stat sheet here.
Do you really? Yeah.
We've got 5 woos, 4 Let Me Say This Is, 4 trips down memory lane, and 2 hog trains.
Wow. That's 6 Man of the Year numbers. Right?
That's the official count today.
Wow.
We'll keep updating.
That's a solid box score.
As you said the other day, Edward, he's stuffing the stat sheet.
Yeah, first performance of the year. He's on the board
right out of the gate. That is good. I've always said The best name for a sports talk show, if it was just one guy, would be Let Me Say This. That's the name of the show, is Let Me Say This. How many times are those words said? Not just on this show, but on any sports talk show in America. Somebody's going to make a point. Let me say this. It's that
Now,
way.
hold on. Let me say this.
Exactly. Now, let me say this.
Yeah. So many different ways to use
I
it.
do it. Voice inflection's everything. But that is probably the most uttered phrase in sports talk radio. What else is going on? See where these Florida State basketball players are suing the coach down there?
Wild.
Did we get into this earlier in the week? Did we talk about this?
I think just very
Maybe
briefly.
we touched on it. 6 players said they didn't get paid. And they've sued Leonard Hamilton, failed to make good on a promise to get each of them $250,000 in name, image, and likeness compensation. I wonder how much a lot of this goes on. And I don't mean that like coaches or schools or representatives of schools have necessarily lied to kids. It's just you're kind of betting on the come. I mean, you're betting that these guys are going to follow through with giving me the money that they've said they're going to give. So I can turn and give it to a 19-year-old who has no idea what to do with it other than blow it. Yeah, I feel good those guys are going to give me the money, so I'm going to promise the money to you. And then the money doesn't show. And sometimes, and I'm not talking about the schools that are flush. I'm talking about the ones that maybe we think are flush, but aren't really as flush with cash as we might imagine. Some of them are kind of like a small business trying to make payroll. I mean, if you've got, in the case of Leonard Hamilton, and again, I don't know all the ins and outs of this, but if you've promised a certain number of players a certain amount of money, you got to, just like if you're a business and you got payday coming, you got to make payroll. Sometimes you do what you got to do to get that money. And I just wonder if we're not going to see more of this, if maybe this has opened the door to more lawsuits. I hope that when we get to the revenue share, that some of this stuff is alleviated, because at least everybody should know that they're going to get paid on time. 877-377-6963. Back with more in a moment on the Chuck and Bo Show.
Bo, you said something interesting. I don't think you meant to, but when you talked about Bill's...
The Chuck and Bo Show.
You know the sound, you know the place, and you know the time of year that means live racing at Oaklawn is coming. If your Oaklawn is playing favorites, letting it ride on long shots, or just soaking up the vibes of race day, it's time to make your plans and discover your Oaklawn. Live racing starts Friday, December 6th. Reserve seats, rooms in our hotel, or a spot in your favorite Oaklawn restaurant at oaklawn.com.
This is my Oaklawn.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Did you know the CDC reports as many as 3 out of 4 Americans suffer from sleep disorders? The more severe condition is called obstructive sleep apnea, and if left untreated, can increase the risk of death by 17%. It can also lead to conditions like obesity, high blood pressure, heart condition, and stroke. If you have sleep disorder breathing, it's important to treat it properly. The standard treatment's a breathing machine called CPAP. It helps you breathe during the night. However, there are other options, and thanks to some truly innovative and proven technologies provided by one of our own Arkansas surgeons, Dr. Scotty Bolding, there are alternative treatments that may eliminate the need to wear CPAP every night. Dr. Bolding at Precedent Center for Facial and Dental Medicine works carefully with your sleep physician, determines where the underlying obstruction may be, and provides surgical solutions that open the airway, allowing you to breathe better. Call Dr. Bolding's office today at 479-755-3000 for a consultation, and tell them you heard it on the Chuck and Bo Show.
I always enjoy talking about Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company. If you followed my radio career, you remember they were partners on the original sports rap radio program over 20 years ago. We've done business together from an advertising perspective, but more importantly, they've been my partners in buying and selling homes. I'd recommend them to anybody. They're in Northwest Arkansas, the River Valley, and in Branson. Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company, turning houses into homes since 1978.
You know, there's a sense of pride when it comes to things built in our state, and you can add Flyway Brewing to the list, a craft brewery with roots in North Little Rock dating back to 2013. With popular flavors like Blue Wing Berry Wheat Ale, the Honeybird Blonde, and the Early Bird IPA, there's no shortage to enjoy a tasty craft beer flight at the Flyway Brewery in Fayetteville, 1550 East Scion Road, or in North Little Rock at 314 Maple Street. Flyway Craft Beer, also available in restaurants and stores everywhere.
First Security is about more than great banking. Yes, we provide the financial expertise, digital tools, and everything else you need when you need it. But we also go all in on local support with friendly professionals, plus convenient locations all across the state. Because we believe personal banking is better banking. Visit fsbank.com for details. That's fsbank.com for friendly, local banking with First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Hey, I'm Taylor Green, Arkansas QB, and these two guys definitely have a face for radio.
Why do people love Shamrock Liquor Warehouse? Simple. They've got it all. 70 years in business, 15,000 square feet of choices. They buy in volume so you can save. What else? How about the largest selection of everything? Shamrock's got it. Special orders? Shamrock's got it. Convenient drive-through, open 6 days a week? Shamrock's got it. Need a keg for your party? Shamrock's got it. Load up at Shamrock Liquor Warehouse at the corner of Midland and Riverfront Drive in Fort Smith.
Hey, it's Ty Richardson, and we are live at Lily's Sandwich Shop in the Bakery District. Jose, but what we got whipping up today, man?
Man, today's special. We have the French toast turkey melt, kind of a special sandwich. It really didn't put us on the map, but it did put a star by our name.
Daily specials every day at the award-winning Lily's Sandwich Shop. And if you don't believe me, ask Lily.
My name is Lily. My papa makes the best sandwiches at Lily's Sandwich Shop. I'm buying them at the Bakery District today.
Hi everybody, Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, where all we do is keep you rolling. If you're needing a used car, we've got them. Everything from the most affordable cash cars to road-ready certified with warranty. The best used cars your money can buy. And we've got a finance option for everyone, whether you have great credit and you're looking for the best rate or you're needing to build your credit with a reputable lender. We've got you. Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center. All the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath.
Hey, Ty Richardson here at First Financial Mortgage. My mortgage lender, Ethan Adamson. Ethan, congratulations. Over 300 five-star reviews.
Yeah, Ty, we pride ourselves on delivering a five-star service during the entire mortgage process.
What sets you apart from everyone else?
I think communication, how quickly we work, we get you closed on time or early. Call 479-782-9300. Weekdays 8 to 5, ffb1.com. First Financial Mortgage, in the business of you, equal housing lender.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
I remember Clay, when he wore shorts and hush puppies and drove a Honda Accord. Now he's got a truck with a rack on it, and he's like hitting deer and, living out in the country as a rural mountain man. Unbelievable. Hey, you hit a certain age, man, you hit that crisis, and there's no looking back.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Clay's going to be here later today. 8 o'clock, as a matter of fact. You got to have time to get up, walk
some
around
coffee.
a little bit, get some coffee, clear his throat.
Probably throw some meat on the smoker.
Yeah, do something like that. He's had a big manly New Year's holiday. A lot of grilling.
Oh, he sent me pictures
of
what.
Believe me, you can't get on Facebook.
Yeah.
It's old folks, Facebook. And Clay's got pictures of his what he's been cooking.
Those ribs look good.
They did.
They
look
good.
better than what I was eating. I got to be honest with you. I didn't get my invitation. And hey, why don't you get in the car, drive over, man, and we're gonna cook and watch the ball. Never happens. But they looked like they were having a good time yesterday. And
would you go if Clay said, "Come
that's
on
a long way over there"? I mean, it really is. Clay lives over in the woods now. I mean, lives in the mountains, as you would imagine. I mean, he's a mountain man now, and so it's just a long way. It's like almost 3 hours, 2.5.
Yeah,
over there in
that's Cotter.
Cotter. Well, it's not quite as far, I don't think, to Cotter as it is to Mountain Home.
Oh yeah, to Mountain Home.
But I went over there with him one time, years ago. One time. He invited me one time. Evidently, I was such a good guest that I don't warrant another invitation. But, yeah, Clay was doing some cooking yesterday, and I'm sure they had a good time. Hope everybody had a good New Year's. And we got a football game today. Notre Dame and Georgia at 3 o'clock. Bart, who you got?
Notre Dame.
Notre Dame. What's the spread?
It's Pick'em.
Pick'em?
It's a Pick'em game.
All right. 3 o'clock, postponed from yesterday. All right, coming up in the next hour, we'll talk a little college football playoff. Clay Henry's coming up at 8 o'clock. Stay with us. This is the Chuck and Bo Show. Good morning.
Flight by Yingling. It's the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass. Raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling and Son Incorporated. Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Guys, regardless of our age, feeling good is something we all want. That's what the Sweatnum Edge is all about. It's where health, confidence, and peak performance come together. We all face challenges like low energy, hair loss, who's looking at me, stubborn weight, and skin health. The good news is we can do something about it. Get your free evaluation today and see where you are. Chuck and I have both done it and are better off for it. Log on to SweatnumCosmetic.com and click on the Sweatnum Edge.
It seems like everything is more expensive this year, but at Paschal Air Plumbing and Electric, we're here to help lighten the load. This new year, enjoy no payments and no interest on all home repairs and replacements. Whether it's fixing that stubborn plumbing issue, replacing an aging heating and air system, or upgrading your electrical, our Paschal pros are here to keep your home running smoothly and stress-free. Visit GoPaschal.com today to schedule your service. Paschal Air Plumbing and Electric. Professional people, professional service. See dealer for details with approved credit. Restrictions apply.
First Security is about more than great banking. Yes, we provide the financial expertise, digital tools, and everything else you need when you need it. But we also go all in on local support with friendly professionals, plus convenient locations all across the state. Because we believe personal banking is better banking. Visit fsbank.com for details. That's fsbank.com for friendly, local banking with First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
You hear that? You hear that?
Back to Save Sports Radio.
Watch every Hog game this season at Joe's Grill and Cantina, your home for half-price apps and taps during every Hog game. With TVs all around the restaurant, you'll have a front row seat for all the action. Half-price appetizers like Joe's Sampler Platter, Ballpark Nachos, 10-layer dip, brisket nachos, and Mexican pizza. And ask about Joe's tailgate packages to make your football experience even better in the comfort of your home. Half-price apps and taps for every Hog game at Joe's Grill and Cantina, 3400 South 74th Street, across from Harps.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
Skies will remain mostly sunny statewide today with highs around 60 degrees across the north, lower 60s in the south. Overnight, partly cloudy through the evening, becoming mostly cloudy by daybreak, lows in the mid-40s. I'm Jared Cirillo with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by In Good Spirits, Fort Smith's premier source for fine wines, specialty beers, and liquor. Upgrade your game with the best in golf from the Golf Nut. Whether you're looking to perfect your swing, find the perfect fit, or stock up on must-haves, the Golf Nut has you covered. Improve your game with our state-of-the-art simulator and expert instruction from Matt Brooks. Visit the Golf Nut today, 5121 Towson Avenue in Fort Smith, and take your game to the next level. The Golf Nut, your game, your style, your shop.
This is Daryl Johnston with Hashtag Managed IT Services. We are excited to now be part of AAA Business Systems. Hashtag will continue to handle every IT need your business will have, and now, as part of AAA Business Systems, we can handle all of your document printing and storage solutions. Together, we have the expertise to meet all of your office technology needs. Find us online at aaabm.com or call us at 471-1771.
You're listening to ESPN 95.3, KERX Paris Fort Smith.
Dumps it underneath. Golden shot blocked by Brazil. Oof. Oof.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's #1 mobile app for placing sports wagers.
There's big news in the mobile sports betting business. Bet Saracen was just named the 15th largest sportsbook in America. That's because our Kansans like to do business with a winner. Find all your winners on Bet Saracen. Download it today and look for my R prop bet specials. I pick them, you win them.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's favorite sports wagering app.
Gambling problem? Call 800-522-4700.
It's Ty Richardson with owner and operator Cecil Gardner with Jasco Graphics, 16 years in the industry. How do people see what you've made over the years, Cecil?
Google, Yahoo it, or Bing it. Jasco Graphic Design, JAAZCO, Monday through Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. And sometimes I'm here after. So if that open sign is on, I'm here. Y'all come on in. Jasco Graphics Design, 2415 Midland. It's on the corner of Midland and Kelly. Jasco Graphics, the one-stop shop.
The big after Christmas sale is underway at Jelco Outdoors. Check out the huge savings under the porch and throughout the store. Save 50% off select work, hunting, and casual clothing by Ariat, Wrangler, Sitlock, Drake, Browning, Pursuit Gear, and more. Hurry in while the selection is at its best. Don't miss the big Jelco Outdoors 50% off after Christmas sale. Jelco Outdoors, 4600 South Zero in Fort Smith. Open New Year's Day, 10 till 5.
Hey, it's Matt Jones. Join me, Phil, and Dr. Charles Liggett every Monday at 12:15 for my favorite segment, 3 Up, 3 Down.
Man, that early slate of games, a lot of good games. Phil, congrats to Pittsburgh.
3 Up, 3 Down is presented by River Valley Smile Center. Visit rivervalleysmiles.com or give them a call at 479-646-0706. That's River Valley Smile Center. When you come here, you become family.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
Previously heard on Chuck and Bo.
Thankfully, it's National Stress Awareness Day.
It is.
The day after the
It
election.
is. Give me one of your healthy ways to
sounds
relieve
great.
stress. What's one of your techniques, Bart?
Yoga.
Oh, my gosh.
Jeez. Yoga was not what I had on my bingo card. I shoot whiskey. I do drugs. I run. I go in the woods and shoot my rifle. Yoga was not what I was expecting. I mean, he could have said anything.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
That was a called play, and I called it, Chuck.
Back to Save Sports Radio.
I'm ready to roll right now,
Can you
Bo.
believe we're doing this?
This brings back.
Just like old times.
This is getting ridiculous, Bo Mattingly.
Northwest Arkansas is growing. It deserves an intelligent sports radio.
Two ball play guys with a face for radio.
Here is Chuck Barrett and Bo Mattingly.
I have to ask, we were talking about guns there in that intro. Did you go out and shoot some guns off midnight, Bart? You know, that's how some people celebrate New Year's Eve.
No, I didn't do that.
What about you,
I was
Edward?
inside with
I went in the woods yesterday.
Did you really? You didn't
no
take
guns.
a pistol out there or anything
used
like that?
I used a chainsaw for the first time in my life yesterday.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It was awesome.
How was it?
He's a changed man.
Wow. Holy cow.
My father-in-law
There's a
got
rush of testosterone going over
that's
there.
right.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was great. My father-in-law got a new one for Christmas and went and chopped some lumber.
Edward's going to be like walking around the yard now. He's not going to have any trees. There's not going to be anything there.
He's going to be carrying an axe around with him.
Well, you can go over
Buffalo
you can go over
plaid.
hang out with Clay.
Yep.
Clay's going to be here next hour. Has the college football playoff, has it been everything you guys thought it would be?
No.
Really?
No.
It's not been good?
No, it's been good.
I haven't thought so either.
It's been
just for the record.
Have I enjoyed watching the games and the fact that we have this expanded playoff? Yes. Have the games been good? No. By and large, no, they haven't. And that's a product of the way the whole thing's set up. I'll enjoy it more when it's set up properly, but it's not set up to produce good games right now.
Well, I thought the Texas-Arizona State game was a close game. I think
It was
there's a
an exciting
difference
game.
between a close game and a good game. Good games are well played on both sides. Now, the Arizona State guy, I mean, all that stuff.
Scattaboo.
The throwing up on the sidelines, the whole deal. I mean, that was good television.
Threw up and then threw a touchdown
Yeah,
pass.
that's right. It was. It was great television, but Texas leaves a lot to be desired. Ohio State, so far, I hate to say it, I don't think I've ever rooted for Ohio State my whole life. I didn't really root for them yesterday. I didn't root for either side yesterday. I rooted for a good game, and that went out the window in a hurry. But they're the best team out there, based on what I've seen so far. Texas is underwhelming. Texas should have beaten Arizona State by 21 points. They were on a trek to do that. And then, Ewers started being Ewers again. And before you know it, we got a ball game. Not because Arizona State's great, but because Texas just let them back in the game.
If you had to reseed the playoff, Chuck, at this point in time, how would you now? Obviously, we still have a quarterfinal game left, so you include both those teams, because I think those two teams would be 2 and 3 for me.
Well, if you were to reseed it now, I mean, Ohio State's the best team, and I think
that's fair.
Based on what I've seen so far, either Penn State or the team that wins today probably has the second best chance. I don't know if Georgia can win with their backup quarterback. I honestly don't know that.
I don't either.
But, Texas may play a great game against Ohio State, but they're going to need to just to stay on the field with them. Will Howard's not the best Ohio State quarterback of all time, but I think he's better than Ewers. I mean, the reason that it looked to me, and I said this last hour, it wasn't until the Texas kicker doinked the field goal at the end of regulation I actually thought Arizona State might win. There was never a point, even when it was 24-24, where I actually thought Arizona State's going to win, because Texas was a far superior team. At least should have been. And but when he doinked that field goal, but didn't you honestly, both of you, when Texas had the ball, isn't that really at the end where you kind of felt like Arizona State had a chance? Because Ewers, I mean, I just kept waiting on him to blow the game for. He did his best, but I can't see Texas staying. I mean, based on what we saw yesterday, I think Ohio State's 2 touchdowns better than Texas. And I hate to say that about a Big Ten team. I don't know.
I think Ohio State played their best game of the year. I think that's what happened against Oregon, and I don't know that we'll see a repeat of that. Ohio State opens as a 6-point favorite over Texas.
Are we going to have an SEC team in the championship game?
It's gonna it
has to be Georgia probably. What do you think?
I would say if there's going to be one, it'd be Texas, because Georgia's losing tonight. I have to stay with that because I've been on it since the very beginning.
Bard's got his green sweater on today. You got your Notre Dame socks on.
Hey, I called it. I called it when the playoff bracket was set. I just want to be clear on that.
Well, you let everybody know. I'll put it that way. Yes, we've gotten texts about it. We talked about it in the last hour. Yes, it was targeting on Texas. And for the life of me, I do not understand how they determined that was not targeting. Now, look, we've seen more vicious targeting. And this guy was not as defenseless as some have been. But if that's not targeting, I don't know what is. I mean, to me, based on everything they say, when they bring the referee guy on the telecast, when they bring Matt Austin on, or whoever it is they're bringing on, they always talk about, leading with the helmet, crown of the helmet, helmet on helmet contact, whole deal. How is that not targeting? I mean, I would love for some of the official types to explain to me how that is not targeting. Maybe I'm totally wrong, but based on the rule as I understand it, that's as targeting gets.
Yeah, I mean, everybody in the world was confused, right? Like, I had Twitter open during the game, was scrolling, and literally every college football analyst, writer, personality who was tuned into the game was like, well, that's targeting. That's classic targeting. That's he's gone. He's ejected. What a great thing for Arizona State. What a lucky situation for them. Blah 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 blah. And then it comes out and it's not targeting, and everybody's just like, "Excuse me."
Having said that, it would not have been in the best interest of that football game to throw that kid out of the ball game right there for that hit. I mean, technically, was it targeting? Yes. But big picture, we got too much targeting, I think. And I just don't think throwing him out of the game at that point would have served a big game the best. So I heard somebody bring this up in the aftermath of all this, that yes, it was targeting, but you don't call it in that situation. Kind of like, and I draw an analogy to basketball or baseball, or really any sport. Sometimes the game doesn't warrant the call, even though the call is technically correct. I don't know about that in this case. I thought it was targeting, thought it should have been a penalty. But I did think it was a good point that would the game have been best served by throwing him out at that point in the game? Man, I don't know.
I
don't know the answer to that.
Man, a foul's a foul. It doesn't matter when it happens. A foul's a foul.
Well, maybe there's a problem with the targeting.
Oh, there's certainly.
Well, maybe there is. Maybe there is
repercussions of targeting. Maybe that's what needs to be changed.
I don't know. Other stuff we got into last hour, if you're just hopping on. Man, it's a good thing all those South Carolina coaches held Shane Beamer back. Brett Bielema would have been a dead man out there on that field. Desmond James goes into the transfer portal. I got to admit, I will admit this. The night of the Liberty Bowl, when he scored and had that big game, the first thought I had after the game was, what's it going to take to keep him from leaving? You know? I've maintained and still maintain that most every coach out there has got a pretty good idea of who's staying and who's leaving when the regular season ends. I don't think Desmond James going into the portal surprised all that many people. If Desmond James had not caught any passes in the Liberty Bowl and gone into the portal, I don't think they would have been surprised. If he'd caught 15 passes in the Liberty Bowl and gone into the portal, I don't think they would have been surprised. I think this is one of those things that had already been determined before the game. That's just my opinion. And what happened in the game probably makes it seem like a little bit smarter decision now. Here's what I don't know, and I just honestly do not know the answer to this. When a player who's not done anything during the course of a season has a great game in one of these so-called minor bowls where players aren't playing, is that worth, as we would say, a ton of money? I mean, you watch that game, if it was professional football and Desmond James was going into a free agent year, we'd be saying he just made himself a lot of money. But, of course, in college football, every day is a free agent year, so to speak. Every single day the portal is open. It becomes a free agent year. And so, yeah, I thought that's the first thing I thought of after the game over in Memphis was, will he stay now? Because I went into that game with the full expectation that regardless of what happened, he and maybe another one or two would probably go into the portal after it was over with.
Can I give you a quick portal update, Chuck?
Yeah.
So Arkansas, as of right now, has the 14th ranked transfer class according to Rivals and the 12th ranked transfer class according to 24/7 Sports. Yeah. So
I actually think it's gone up a little bit.
Good things happening for the Hogs in the portal.
I saw one of the rankings that had them ranked 7th over the course of the last 24 hours. Now look, I don't think they're done. There's a couple of targets out there that they are hot and heavy on. Yeah. Well, my point is I think they got a plan. Is what I'm saying. I don't think they're. sometimes people think, well, you're getting toward the end of what we perceive to be the portal cycle. They're just waiting to see what's out there. I don't think it's that way at all. I mean, obviously you're scanning the portal every single day, but I think they've got a good idea about where they're going. I don't think, despite what a lot of people would tell you, I don't think there have been that many surprises. Internally, I don't think there have been that many surprises. Externally, there may have been. Externally, there may be some guys leaving that, people from the outside looking in say, I can't believe that guy's going. But I don't think within the organization there are that many guys who've left that they didn't know, or at least have a pretty good idea were leaving. All right. Has the college football playoff fulfilled your expectations? I want to talk about bowl numbers again. I got into this last hour. I want to talk about it again, too. It's National Buffet Day, and we all love a good buffet.
Yes, sir.
877-377-6963. This is the Chuck and Bo Show. Good morning.
Chuck, have you ever had oat milk?
No.
Do you like squeeze milk out of an
Or
oat?
is it just milk over oats?
Yeah, that's what happens. How does that work?
The Chuck and Bo Show.
First Security is about more than great banking. Yes, we provide the financial expertise, digital tools, and everything else you need when you need it. But we also go all in on local support with friendly professionals, plus convenient locations all across the state. Because we believe personal banking is better banking. Visit fsbank.com for details. That's fsbank.com for friendly local banking with First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC.
I always enjoy talking about Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company. If you followed my radio career, you remember they were partners on the original Sports Wrap radio program over 20 years ago. We've done business together from an advertising perspective, but more importantly, they've been my partners in buying and selling homes. I'd recommend them to anybody. They're in Northwest Arkansas, the River Valley, and in Branson. Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company, turning houses into homes since 1978.
The final days of Chevy's Red Tag event have arrived at Chevrolet of Fayetteville. Last chance for up to $16,000 total savings on new 2024 Silverados. Final days for up to $11,000 in total savings on new 2024 Suburbans and Tahoes. At Chevrolet of Fayetteville in the Fayetteville Auto Park. Together, let's drive. ChevroletofFayetteville.com. Savings include dealer discounts and all incentives on select models. Must qualify. See dealer for details. Expires 1/2/25.
Guys, regardless of our age, feeling good is something we all want. That's what the Sweatnum Edge is all about. It's where health, confidence, and peak performance come together. We all face challenges like low energy, hair loss, who's looking at me, stubborn weight, and skin health. The good news is we can do something about it. Get your free evaluation today and see where you are. Chuck and I have both done it and are better off for it. Log on to SweatnumCosmetic.com and click on the Sweatnum Edge.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
A great pair. Really honored that you guys are doing this, listening over here in Jonesboro.
Harry Robinson Salisal Ford wants to buy or trade for your vehicle today, and they will give you top dollar. Pre-owned car values are at historic all-time highs, and your car today is worth more than it ever will be again. If you are driving a 2013 model or newer with 120,000 miles or less, bring it to Harry Robinson Salisal Ford, and they'll give you more than any other dealer. Even if you don't want to buy a new car, they'll still buy yours. Harry Robinson Salisal Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Salisal.
Precision Garage Door features the finest quality materials, installation, and service for all your garage door needs, including garage door repair and new garage doors and openers. Fully licensed and insured with the largest showroom in Northwest Arkansas at 1907 Town West Drive in Rogers and in Fort Smith at 416 North 10th Street. Call Precision Garage Door today at 844-PDS-DOOR or check them out online at PrecisionDoorNWA.com. Financing is available. Precision Garage Door, voted best garage door company of Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley. Waldron Wave Rural Connect. Internet is now available in your area. Fast fiber internet and full-featured home phone are ready for you. This covers areas around Waldron, Bates, Winfield, Y-City, and more. Check out your address online today. The best whole home solution of internet and phone, all from a local provider you can trust. Order online at signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-492-8372. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
The tires on your vehicle go round and round, but when they don't, go to Van Alma Tire. They have tires in their name. That's their specialty. Van Alma Tire is all about tires. They have all the name brands and private labels available for you and in stock. So when it comes to getting tires for your ride, it's worth the drive. And financing is available. Ask for details. Whatever your tire need, check out Van Alma Tires on Highway 64 between Van Buren and Alma. Ready to get you rolling on new tires at Van Alma Tire.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
Chuck and I didn't talk for 4 years.
That's right.
And I was trying to find his email, and sure enough, it was there.
Last text I sent to Bo like 5 years
Right
ago.
before
It popped
COVID.
up.
Right before COVID. We didn't even check on each other after COVID.
It said, "Don't call me ever again," but I ignored that. I ignored that and called him back.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Bo's on his way back from the West Coast. He went to the Rose Bowl yesterday as part of his side gig duties for ESPN. So, hey, I know how it works. I mean, Bo says, I got an early flight. Just so everyone understands, I know it's 5:21 in Los Angeles right now, and I know there are no planes leaving at 5:21 headed back this way. I've checked the flight schedule. I know he's lying, but I've done it too, just for the record. Because look, when you're doing a show in your hotel room, I mean, the game within the game. You got all your equipment set up. You're taking a shower in the 5-minute commercial break. You're shaving during the next commercial break. You're getting dressed during the next commercial break. You're trying to run out and get the flight, and I get it. But Bo will be back in full regalia tomorrow. National Buffet Day. What's your favorite buffet?
Mine.
Do you do buffets?
No, not anymore.
Do you
no,
not?
No, but mine.
What made you stop?
Well, I think the reasons a lot of people stopped and the reasons most of them have gone out of business.
Yeah.
But dating back to my childhood, Shoney's. I don't know if a lot of our listeners are familiar with Shoney's, but that was, the Shoney's breakfast buffet was delightful for a kid who just wanted like powdered donuts.
Did you think that when you were a child? Did you think, man, this is delightful? Is that what you said to yourself?
You could get like French toast sticks and like all the little like cinnamon sugar donuts. You
I
wanted.
know it was
And,
good.
like,
I'm just saying, did you think to yourself, this is delightful?
I thought this was the life.
thought
How
it
does it
was-
get?
thought it was
How does it
good.
get any better than this?
I'm with you on the breakfast buffet. That's really the only kind of buffet that I'll do now. I like a good hotel breakfast buffet. I'm in good hotel. Those are.
What makes a good hotel breakfast buffet, Chuck?
Well, I mean, it's got to have all the stuff.
Yeah.
And it's got to have like good bacon, and it's got to have good sausage, and it's got to have good eggs.
Yeah.
I mean, those things, and it wouldn't hurt if you had a little omelet maker guy over here, making an omelet for you. That part's pretty good too. But I mean, these hotel breakfast buffets, they charge you like $30. They ought to be good. But that's about it for me. What about you, Edward?
Mazzio's Pizza, my favorite buffet. ever.
Really?
Yep.
All time?
I think they still do it.
Do they still have pizza buffets at lunch?
Man,
that was the big thing.
Well, that's what Mazzio's used to do, but I don't know. I haven't been to one in forever. I think there's a couple left in Northwest Arkansas.
Really?
But, yeah, it's so good.
I'm going to go total dad on you guys here. Do a little remember when thing. Our studio.
Please do.
Our studio right here on College Avenue, like 2 doors down, where they make wings now, was the Pizza Inn buffet. And I'm just telling you guys, back in the day in Fayetteville, you couldn't find a parking spot at that place for the lunch buffet. It was the old Fayetteville hands know what I'm talking about. You couldn't find a spot at Pizza Inn at lunchtime to get in there for the buffet. People would stand in line and wait for the new pizzas. to come out in the pizza buffet line. I don't know if that still happens or not. I don't know.
It was at Mazzio's too.
I would.
Was it?
Oh,
Is it still that way?
I wish, because that sounds delightful.
Yeah, well,
hungry.
It does sound delightful.
We should order a pizza.
But
get a little breakfast pizza.
Some of them now, I mean, let's be honest. Some of them now, like, the food looks okay until you see all the people grazing up there. And it's just the truth. You see all the people up there.
What's that mean?
It's just, you know what I'm saying. You go to these buffets, the food looks okay. And then you start looking at everybody, and they got that, that plastic deal there so you don't sneeze on the food. And, but you know what I'm talking about. Sometimes you look around, and I don't know that I want to break bread with that guy, But still a good, good breakfast buffet is hard to beat. All right, 877-377-6963. Clay Henry's going to be with us coming up at 8 o'clock. I'm sure we'll get into his thoughts on the Razorbacks' Liberty Bowl win, Desmond James in the portal, just the state of things. SEC basketball beginning on Saturday. Arkansas plays at Tennessee. You got SEC women's hoops tonight at home. And they're going to play 6th-ranked LSU. That'll be an 8 o'clock game on the SEC network. Notre Dame and Georgia are going to play at 3 o'clock this afternoon. The winner gets Penn State. And yesterday was it was kind of interesting. Doesn't really describe it. I think we all got up. Those of us who follow football, we got up with the idea of, this is going to be a great football day. We're going to watch Texas and Arizona State play. We're going to watch the granddaddy of them all. And then we'll watch Notre Dame and Georgia until we fall asleep. And obviously what happened in New Orleans yesterday changed everything. And as I said last hour, you would like to be able to describe the events that happened there as unthinkable. But, of course, they are thinkable now. And I'm a little surprised. I'm going to be honest. I'm a little surprised they're playing today. I'm not offering commentary on whether they should or shouldn't. I'm not there. Clearly, the American sporting public wants them to play. I don't know the situation on the ground. I've watched the news just like everybody else has the last 24 hours. Initially, it was, there were people they supposedly had on video planting IEDs in the quarter. And then by the end of the day, they don't think those people were involved. So I'm not really sure what the situation is. As is always the case in situations such as these, some people have been tone deaf. Some people have gone the other way. And that always happens when you have a situation like this. I've obviously never been in a situation where something like this has happened, but I know a little bit about being in team hotels. And my guess would be yesterday at both the Georgia and Notre Dame hotels, I'm not sure lockdown would even adequately describe what was going on there. I mean, at the end of the day, when you travel with a team, you are responsible for someone else's children. And in this case, those children of other people are in a hotel in a city just literally blocks away from where you've had a tragedy occur, a terrorist attack occur. The whole world is watching. And you got 18, 21, 22-year-old kids in there. Their parents in some cases are in town, but in some cases they're not. Even the ones that are in town may or may not be at the same hotel. So I'm sure for those teams, yesterday was a very chaotic day, even though I'm equally certain they were well protected at every turn. So, the governor wants them to play. The attorney general said she's not so sure. And I've heard law enforcement say they're not so sure. I've heard the college football playoff people say it's going to be fine. Truth is, I don't know. I'm kind of like everybody else, and I'm not commenting on whether or not they ought to play. They're, as of now, going to play at 3 o'clock. But it was just, such an unusual day where football took a back seat, and yet by the next day, football is what everybody was talking about again, because that's just kind of where we are in terms of our society, right? It's one of those things too where if I'm honest, ESPN took some hits yesterday for what people construed as wordplay in the way that they described what was going on, and you want to make sure you don't say the wrong thing. I think some people have been a little bit tone deaf, frankly, in terms of what's happened the last 24 hours. But I also know, again, at 3 o'clock this afternoon, America's Focus, Bart's going to be on the football game.
That's right. And, just in kind of reading some of the news that's come out, there will be heightened security.
Oh, I'm sure.
New Orleans has experience hosting Super Bowls, and authorities there have said that the security plan that they have in place will be at Super Bowl levels for the game today. It kind of takes you out of the whole fact that there's a playoff going on when you see the news like that and you see what's going on, and the game itself takes a back seat.
Well, you can't let terrorists win, and I fully agree with that. But neither can you put on an event like this without making absolutely certain that you've done everything possible to limit the risk of something like this happening again. But as of right now, and I don't see it changing. They're going to play at 3 o'clock this afternoon. 877-377-6963. This is the Chuck and Bo Show. Good morning. It's going to be a tough slog from now till the end of time.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
The holidays are all about making moments that matter. At Blakeman's Fine Jewelry, we're here to help you find a gift as special as the people you love. From sparkling diamonds to classic watches and colorful gemstones, we have something for everyone on your list. Stop by Blakeman's and Rogers and let us help you make this holiday one to remember. Because at Blakeman's, it's more than jewelry. It's your story. Blakeman's Fine Jewelry.
Flight by Yuengling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yuengling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass. Raise the bar. Flight by Yuengling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yuengling & Son Incorporated. Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
And Hog Noxious, our listeners just don't let us down. He said, Chuck, explain it to them. Smash or trash by saying swipe right or left.
The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
Well, I'm with you, so I mean, I cherish every.
There we go. There we go.
It's charitable every moment, as you said earlier. It's cherishable.
No, yeah.
My time is cherishable.
No, Tommy, it's charitable, not charitable. It's charitable.
Yeah. Weekdays from 9 to 11, only on ESPN 95.3 and hitthatline.com.
Hey, Ty Richardson for Papa's Pub and Pizzeria. The best darn pizza in Fort Smith, perhaps the world. Rachel's at Papa's right now. Rachel, what do you think?
Papa's Pub and Pizzeria. The best darn pizza in Fort Smith, perhaps the world.
You can check out their menu at papaspub.com. Cricket, how about you?
Papa's Pub and Pizzeria. The best darn pizza in Fort Smith, perhaps the world.
Come on by and see us at Papa's Pub and Pizzeria, 508 Garrison Avenue in downtown Fort Smith.
Hi, everybody. Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, where all we do is keep you rolling. If you're needing a used car, we've got them. Everything from the most affordable cash cars to road-ready certified with warranty. The best used cars your money can buy. And we've got a finance option for everyone, whether you have great credit and you're looking for the best rate or you're needing to build your credit with a reputable lender. We've got you. Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center. All the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath.
Hey everybody, this is Tyson Van. Dad, tell everyone about your job at Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash.
Power washing, son. I've been working in the business for over 15 years, all over the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas, residential or commercial. At Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash, our cleaning services include exterior home, fence, driveways, walkways, gutters, pool deck cleansing, and more.
Call my dad at 479-763-5561.
Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash. One call cleans it all.
World-class trout fishing is the star of the show at Gaston's White River Resort, where a few days away from all the worries and stress will make all right in your world. Gaston's has friendly, experienced guides to help you land your limit. Enjoy your stay at Gaston's in one of their private cottages, or reserve a lodge for up to 20 people. Call now and let Gaston's help you plan your next getaway on the White River. 870-431-5202. That's 870-431-5202. Or learn more at Gastons.com. Gaston's, a first-class time, every time.
AAA Business Systems is your printer, copier, and production print solutions provider. What makes AAA unique? Ricoh, Sharp, and Brother Equipment. Fast, friendly service from our office technology experts. All-inclusive service contracts, managed IT services, and 4 locations statewide. AAA Business Systems. Find us online at AAABM.com. AAA Business Systems. Anything else is just a copy.
Dozy Place has now been serving award-winning steaks for over 20 years. Celebrate your special birthday, holiday, person, or just because at Dozy Place. Start with delicious appetizers and your choice of drinks from the largest selection of wines, beer, and liquor in the River Valley. Dozy Place is open Tuesday through Thursday 5 till 9 and Friday and Saturday 5 till 10. Reservations are recommended, so call 784-9111. 784-9111 for Dozy Place, 422 North 3rd Street, Fort Smith.
Valley Family Dental at the entrance to Riley Farms provides every type of dental care and procedure for you and your family. General dentistry, braces, implants, same-day crowns, and cosmetics. Dr. Sparkman, Farmer, and now Dr. Blaine Van Nice work to give all of their patients a better life with a better smile. Valley Family Dental, 5901 Riley Park Drive, Suite A at the entrance to Riley Farms. Let them know you heard this on ESPN Radio and receive $300 off a snore guard. Valley Family Dental, 479-226-3500 for an appointment, or visit valleyfamilydentalpractice.com.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
I was 6 years old. We played with a legendary quarterback, Joe fucking Ferguson. 34-7. We sent him back to home.
I thought he went all the way.
Yeah,
I didn't think it was a check swing. I didn't think it was a check swing. I thought he went around.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Brought to you in part by Fayetteville Auto Park. 4 great brands, Honda, Acura, Toyota, Chevy. If you're in the market for a pre-owned automobile, they've got the widest selection in Northwest Arkansas. New year, new ride. And they've got them at Fayetteville Auto Park. It's your one-stop automobile headquarters in Northwest Arkansas. Sales, service. They've got an award-winning service department. They've got an award-winning collision department. And you're always going to get a great deal. Fayetteville Auto Park. Cecil is in Fort Smith. Cecil, you are on the Chuck and Bo Show.
Good morning. Happy New Year's, everybody.
Hey, Happy New Year to you, Cecil.
Chuck, I just clicked on and I got the last end of it about the New Orleans thing. And, man, I was just I think it was like a week ago, and I want to say I saw it. Wherever I saw it, I'm thinking I sent it to my messenger when I don't have time to really go over it, or I want to, look at it again. Well, anyway, it was this guy on here, and it was something to do with the other countries, and they said in the United States it's going to be big trouble January to something, and I'm like, wow. So I don't know, is it the oil, is it the gas? I don't know what it is. What kind of attention they trying to create? I mean, I've been to New Orleans before. I'm just glad it never happened when I was down there. But they always target a big crowd, man, and it's really sad how things is going on here and people's lives getting taken. And I don't know. I'm just scratching my head about why are they doing it. I mean, everybody knows it's the. I don't know what is it the Iraqis, the
well, this guy was an
ISIS
guy. He was an ISIS guy.
Okay.
He was an ISIS guy.
Yeah, well, anyway, it's just sad to turn the TV on or hit your phone and see stuff like that, man. You know, as a matter of fact, in the bombing in Oklahoma City, a great friend of mine, we went to school together. His sister just moved from Fort Smith to get away a bad relationship. And she moved to Oklahoma City with one of her older sisters, and she was going downtown to the revenue office on 5th Street. I know exactly where that building's at, used to be anyway. And she went to go get her driver's license, and she was caught in that bombing, and she was the last of the ones was found 28 days later. It was sad. But you just never know when stuff like that's going to happen. We just got to pray about it and hope for a better year, and God bless everybody. Chuck, I sent you a little something. You'll get it. I guess I'll give it to you.
Oh, all right, good. I appreciate that. Thank you, Cecil.
Okay, man. All right, y'all have a blessed day. Thank you.
I had a chance to meet Cecil in one of our basketball games earlier this year. I am not the best one to offer commentary on terrorist attacks, or I'm like everybody else. I'm like all of you. I mean, I watch it in what should be disbelief, but it's not disbelief anymore because it continues to happen. I think that for most of us, when you have something like that happen, I don't want to speak for everybody here, but when I heard that this had happened yesterday morning, they had already gotten some of the information. I got up, 6:30 maybe yesterday morning, and turned on the television. Of course, that's what they were talking about. But if you keep up, that's one of the things that they teach the ISIS guys to do is, get in your car and mow people down. And it's, again, I'd like to say it's unthinkable. It certainly is unimaginable to think about being there. That's for sure. And they are the ones on the ground. They are the one, and by they, I mean the authorities, the investigators, those who are getting to the bottom of it. They are the ones who are on the ground, so to speak, and who have the most knowledge. We don't become knowledgeable about this from watching television. We just don't. And we think we do, but we don't. And they're the ones that really have the working knowledge about what's going on. And if they feel like it's safe to play the game today, then I'm going to trust their judgment on that. And as of right now, again, it's going to start at 3. Cecil, I don't pay attention to a lot of that stuff about what may happen, what might happen. This is brewing, that's brewing. But I do think it was, pretty obvious yesterday morning that this was a terrorist attack, and it didn't take very long to figure that out.
Yeah. There are a lot of us who have been on Bourbon Street in New Orleans, and in fact,
I knew right where it was.
Right, and been on Bourbon Street on New Year's Eve, and so to see something like that happen is just really, you're right, Chuck. It's not something that you expect to see, but you're not necessarily surprised. But it's still just a profoundly sad situation. And it looks like they're on top of it down there and are doing the work and are going to make sure that this game goes off safely today.
And Super Bowl's down there next month, and I'm sure it'll be heightened significantly between now and then. So, but it's they are going to play today. As of right now, that would be the one thing that that's the only thing that I absolutely know is that as of right now, they're going to play at 3:00 this afternoon. Desmond James goes into the transfer portal. And really, honestly, how many of you, when he was having that great game, thought to yourself, I wonder if he's going to be back here next year. I wonder if somebody's going to pluck him. I wonder if he's going somewhere else. I think the decision to make, or I think Desmond James' decision to go into the portal was made before the game kicked off. And I think he would be in the portal if he had 0 catches or if he'd caught 10 more passes. I don't think that now what happened in that game may cause somebody else to offer him something they weren't going to offer him before. That may be the case, but I don't know that that's necessarily as true as we might think. I hated to see him go. I mean, because I'm thinking they're watching the game that, man, sure is going to be nice to have that guy here next year. And then in the next breath, it's like, but he's probably not going to be. So that's just kind of it's almost like you root for a bust-out star, but at the same time, you know that if it happens, that guy's probably gone. I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but the numbers of people watching bowl games has gone through the roof. And I'm not just talking about the college football playoff. I'm sure the numbers for the college football playoff have been outstanding. And I do believe that a rising tide lifts all boats. I do think the other bowls have benefited from all the conversation about the college football playoff. But I don't know if you noticed this. 4.2 million people watched the Liberty Bowl. 4.2 million people watched Arkansas play Texas Tech. It may not matter to the fan bases of some of these minor bowl games, and the crowds illustrate that. I mean, these minor bowl games, by comparison, are sparsely attended by comparison to a regular season game. Sparsely attended. But Arkansas only had 2 football games this year that were watched by more people than saw the Liberty Bowl. The Tennessee game, but you had 5.3 million. You had about 1 million more people watching the Tennessee game, and you had about 300,000 more people on average watching the Texas game. Those were the only 2 games that drew a larger audience than the Liberty Bowl. And it's been this way all across the country. Fan bases of 6-6 and 7-5 teams, all they want to do is fire the coach. Last thing they're going to do is go to the bowl game. I mean, we had a smaller crowd at Memphis than we've had at many Liberty Bowls. Many. But television numbers-wise, it was one of the most watched television shows in America that night. I'm not just talking about ball games. I'm talking about television programs, period. Do you know there was only one college basketball game last year in the regular season that drew more than 4.2 million people? I mean, these games are popular. We may not be excited about them, but these games are popular. Charlie's on the line in Camden. Charlie, you're on the Chuck and Bo Show.
Hey, Chuck, can you hear me any?
Yeah, you sound like great, man. You sound good.
That wasn't that much enthusiasm.
No, you sound great. I mean, I don't know where you are, but you're not in the woods right now. It sounds good.
In South Arkansas, not in a lot of very good spots.
No, you sound good. I'm glad you're here. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you guys and your families. But I will say this. That Texas-Arizona State game, Chuck, you were talking about, the talent level. I agree with you that Texas was the more talented team on paper, but I am very surprised at how at the line of scrimmage in that game it just felt like Arizona State outplayed Texas for the most part. I mean, for Arizona State to run for they rushed almost 50 times and almost had they averaged 4.4 yards a carry, and Texas could not run the football against them, which was crazy. I thought it was a concerted effort by Arizona State maybe to make Quinn Ewers beat them, but I do have to give Quinn Ewers credit. I know he made the one interception, but he put them in position twice to win the game at the end of regulation, and he came through on 4th and 13. Now, they blocked that up well, but he could have missed that throw too, and he laid it in there. You just can't overthrow that ball in that situation. When a team comes at you like that, you can't miss it. And the rushing touchdown he had in there by the red zone was big too for them. It was a big play. I think it was on 3rd and goal. So I got to give Ewers a little bit of credit. I mean, he came through when you had no run game that day. And Arizona State, that running back for them, I don't know. Everybody wants to talk about the cat from Boise State. I'm not saying he's not good. But when I think about complete backs, that dude right there, I mean, I don't know, man.
They're both good players.
I don't know.
They're both good players.
They're both really good players. And Ohio State and Oregon, man, good luck playing Ohio State right now. They have blown out two really great teams, in my opinion. Blown them off the field. And so they took that Michigan game and said, okay, y'all want to count us out? Here we go. Good luck. So it's Texas got to play them, right? Okay,
Yep.
Texas, you better show up to play. I don't know if you didn't get up for Arizona State or whatever, but if they don't show up to play, because it's going to be it's not no talent mismatch that day. That's pretty even field right there. So Big Ten has surprised me too, Chuck, in these bowl games. They have beaten some SEC teams that I didn't think that would happen, and they've earned my respect a little bit more. I got to give them credit. But anyways, y'all have a good one.
All right. Thanks, Charlie. We got to hit a break. We'll do that right now. This is Chuck and Bo Show. Good morning.
Bo, if I was as good a husband as you were, a man on the radio, my wife would bow to me every day. You guys are top notch.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Did you know the CDC reports as many as 3 out of 4 Americans suffer from sleep disorders? The more severe condition is called obstructive sleep apnea, and if left untreated, can increase the risk of death by 17%. It can also lead to conditions like obesity, high blood pressure, heart condition, and stroke. If you have sleep disorder breathing, it's important to treat it properly. The standard treatment's a breathing machine called CPAP. It helps you breathe during the night. However, there are other options, and thanks to some truly innovative and proven technologies, provided by one of our own Arkansas surgeons, Dr. Scotty Bolding, there are alternative treatments that may eliminate the need to wear CPAP every night. Dr. Bolding at Precedent Center for Facial and Dental Medicine works carefully with your sleep physician, determines where the underlying obstruction may be, and provides surgical solutions that open the airway, allowing you to breathe better. Call Dr. Bolding's office today at 479-755-3000 for a consultation and tell them you heard it on the Chuck and Bo Show.
It seems like everything is more expensive this year, but at Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric, we're here to help lighten the load. This new year, enjoy no payments and no interest on all home repairs and replacements. Whether it's fixing that stubborn plumbing issue, replacing an aging heating and air system, or upgrading your electrical, our Pascal pros are here to keep your home running smoothly and stress-free. Visit gopascal.com today to schedule your service. Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric. Professional people, professional service. See dealer for details with approved credit. Restrictions apply.
Having great vision enhances every part of life. That's why I go to McDonald Eye Associates. Whether it's a pair of readers or LASIK surgery, you know you're in good hands. You've heard former quarterback and now coach Ty Story talk about his great LASIK results with McDonald Eye. The surgeons there have done more LASIK procedures than anybody in the state of Arkansas and have helped numerous athletes get better results through improved vision. When it comes to vision, nobody sees it like McDonald Eye.
You say, well, that's a tough thing to say. Well, we live in a tough world.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group has immediate openings in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you're a licensed CDL driver, heavy equipment operator, electrician, diesel mechanic, have paving or concrete labor experience, or experience in a quarry, apply today at jobs.crh.com. APAC offers top pay, a sign-on bonus, benefits including insurance, retirement, and profit sharing. Apply online today at jobs.crh.com. APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer.
Hey, Ty Richardson for Cut Above Lawn and Landscaping. Does your yard need to be serviced in the fall and winter months? Of course. A Cut Above is with you every step of the way. Whether it's commercial or residential, a Cut Above can handle all your needs. Tree service, stump grinding, brush hog, full landscaping. Plus, a Cut Above can take care of all your leaf removal. Call or text today at 479-719-5605. That's a Cut Above, 719-5605.
The big after Christmas sale is underway at Gelco Outdoors. Check out the huge savings under the porch and throughout the store. Save 50% off select work, hunting, and casual clothing by Ariat, Wrangler, Sitlock, Drake, Browning, Pursuit Gear, and more. Hurry in while the selection is at its best. Don't miss the big Gelco Outdoors 50% off after Christmas sale. Gelco Outdoors, 4600 South Zero in Fort Smith. Open New Year's Day, 10 till 5.
Ty Richardson for American Patriot Promotions. They have their Meet a Gun show coming up Saturday, February 1st and Sunday, February the 2nd. The American Patriot Promotions Meet a Gun show is located at the Polk County Fairgrounds in Mena. Tickets are just $10 per person and only $8 for veterans, military, police, and first responders. For more information on this event, go to AmericanPatriotPromotions.com. American Patriot Promotions is the best avenue for outstanding gun shows.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
I want people to think about me when I'm gone. Who the kid?
Oh, well, now I think I know what was said there. Chuck thought Eddie said it, and then Mike Tyson really did.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
All this profanity. Have you noticed, seriously, have you noticed on game day the words that have become acceptable since Pat McAfee and Nick Saban came? I mean, they're dropping words that you didn't drop on television before. They're not doing like F-bombs or anything like that. But
no, Corso's
the S words in there. Yeah, Corso did that time. But I'm not offering commentary other than it is very noticeable. And
you can't tell Nick Saban what to say.
Yeah, but, I think they do. I don't think I don't think it's discouraged. I'll put it that way.
For sure.
They could say to him, Coach, can't say that on the air. I doubt anybody's saying that to him. And it's also the Pat McAfee influence. All right, coming up in the 8 o'clock hour, the amazing Clay Henry will join us. More of your calls as well. We're going to roll on. First show of the new year. Good morning.
The final days of Chevy's Red Tag event have arrived at Chevrolet of Fayetteville. Last chance for up to $16,000 total savings on new 2024 Silverados. Final days for up to $11,000 in total savings on new 2024 Suburbans and Tahoes at Chevrolet of Fayetteville in the Fayetteville Auto Park. Together, let's drive. ChevroletofFayetteville.com. Savings include dealer discounts and all incentives on select models must qualify. See dealer for details. Expires 1/2/25.
Flight by Yuengling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yuengling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yuengling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yuengling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Guys, regardless of our age, feeling good is something we all want. That's what the Sweatnum Edge is all about. It's where health, confidence, and peak performance come together. We all face challenges like low energy, hair loss, who's looking at me, stubborn weight, and skin health. The good news is we can do something about it. Get your free evaluation today and see where you are. Chuck and I have both done it and are better off for it. Log on to SweatnumCosmetic.com and click on the Sweatnum Edge.
Hey, Razorback fans, it's Quinn Grovey alongside my man, Matt Zimmer. And it's a great time to be a Razorback.
Embrace the ho!
Whether it's a touchdown, a slam dunk, or a grand slam.
Big Sully, they were doing all the stuff. I went in there to get something to eat, and they're cheering. I'm like, what is going on here?
We're here with the excitement and insight you crave.
Well, you're giving me goosebumps now,
It's the Razorback Daily from the team at Sport & Store.
That might be our best episode ever.
Available wherever you listen to your podcast each morning.
I want to make a couple of points here because I have the floor.
All of it. The Chuck and Bo Show.
This is Daryl Johnston with Hashtag Managed IT Services. We are excited to now be part of AAA Business Systems. Hashtag will continue to handle every IT need your business will have, and now, as part of AAA Business Systems, we can handle all of your document printing and storage solutions. Together, we have the expertise to meet all of your office technology needs. Find us online at aaabm.com or call us at 471-1771.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
Skies will remain mostly sunny statewide today with highs around 60 degrees across the north, lower 60s in the south. Overnight, partly cloudy through the evening, becoming mostly cloudy by daybreak, lows in the mid-40s. I'm Jared Cirillo with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by In Good Spirits, Fort Smith's premier source for fine wines, specialty beers, and liquor.
Wes, how many people can a large pizza feed?
About 4.
So I should tell Cousin Jeff 1.
Oh, wow. He's a big eater.
The biggest. He once got kicked out of an all-you-can-eat diner because they ran out of food. How many can a small pizza feed?
I'd say 2.
Our small pizza at $15 is a meal for 2? We should advertise this. That goat'll hunt.
Dog.
What you call me?
That dog will hunt.
Wes, dogs are man's best friend. Goats are the true hunters.
Goats?
Billy Goat Jr.'s Grammy was trained to chase squirrels, cats, birds, and rabbits. We could hear her for miles through the brush. And she'd circle them right to us.
You're not serious.
As serious as a meal for 2 for $15.
You're an interesting cat.
What you call me?
A meal for 2 for $15.
I'm on line 2.
Eat Jim's RazorbackPizza.com.
Morning. Good morning.
You're listening to ESPN 95.3, KERX Paris Sportsman.
Good morning, gentlemen. I'd like to take an opportunity. Woo! Go blow the whistle.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's #1 mobile app for placing sports wagers.
In Arkansas, 7 out of every $10 placed on a sporting bet app is with Bet Saracen, because Bet Saracen offers more ways to win and more ways to get paid, and faster. Find your winners on Bet Saracen and look for my $R prop bet specials. I pick them and you win them.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's favorite sports wagering app.
Gambling problem? Call 800-522-4700.
Hog fans, this is Matt.
This is Robert.
And this is Elizabeth, and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
The largest Razorback store south of the North Pole.
Folks, it's that time of year again.
Mom, what's he talking about?
Matt, I have no idea.
It's hoop time, and in about a month, it's going to be baseball season.
And the Stadium Shop has everything you need.
Whether it's decorating your fan cave or getting something to wear for the game, we have what you need.
We even have Nike basketball jerseys, sideline apparel, even brands like Cutter and Buck and Champion.
Or how about something from Tommy Bahama or Coliseum for those Hawaiian shirt Sundays.
Guys, Nike baseball team hats and jerseys will get here about the 1st of February. Hey, Matt, you know what blue but doesn't weigh very much?
No, what?
Light blue.
Mom, please help.
Matt, there's no cure for a dad joke.
Folks, come by the Stadium Shop located at 989 South Razorback Road next to Baum Walker Stadium, or shop us on them Insta WW book.
Dad, it's
Facebook.
the website, which is shoponrazorback.com. That's shoponrazorback.com.
Or call us at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs.
Hey, it's Ty Richardson, my buddy Simon Wheeler with Wheeler Power Sports. Stop by the studio. Simon, what's going on post-Christmas?
If you have a name brand motorcycle, ATV, or side-by-side you would consider selling or trading, call or text or use bike buyers at 479-783-5822 or visit us online at WheelerPowersports.com. Buy, sell, or trade Wheeler is the one for 2025. Proud to be Fort Smith's authorized dealer for Kawasaki, Suzuki, Polaris, and Slingshot.
Simon Wheeler at Wheeler Power Sports in downtown Fort Smith, keeping the good times rolling since 1967.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
Previously heard on Chuck and Bo.
I'm a lurker. That's what I am. I lurk on Facebook. I live through other people.
What's that actually called, Bart?
Like stalking, internet stalking?
No. I'm lurking on the side, just kind of checking it out.
The churched up creeper into lurker.
You guys are turning it into something else. I'm just saying.
That's what it's called.
I just observe. I'm an observer.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
That was a call play, and I called it.
Back to Save Sports Radio.
I'm ready to roll right now,
Can you believe we're doing this?
This brings back.
Just like old times.
This is getting ridiculous, Bo Mattingly.
Northwest Arkansas is growing. It deserves an intelligent sports radio.
Two ball play guys with a face for radio.
Here is Chuck Barrett and Bo Mattingly.
What are you guys talking about over there? Throwing all these obscure names out?
Yeah,
What are you
we're remembering some guys.
We're discussing a retired dunk contest for NBA All-Star.
We were talking about the Pro Bowl and the All-Star games during the break, and now it's just all going to hell.
Since none of
they're just terrible.
Yeah, since none of the good players actually want to participate in the dunk contest, we should have a retired player dunk contest.
I used to like the NBA All-Star game when I was a kid.
Me too.
It's just terrible now. I
they-
used to
they've
watch the Pro Bowl.
ruined it.
And it's just,
All
now
of it
they
sucks.
play
Now
like
they
a
don't
flag
even- yeah, they
football
don't even
game.
have a game.
It's like they play their kids. It's just,
even like the one that was for the longest still good was the Major League Baseball All-Star game, and now even that is a waste. It's just like, what are we doing?
What are we doing? The world's going to hell. 877-377-6963 is the number that'll get you into the program. Clay Henry is joining us on the program right now. Hall of Famer, retired publisher, friend of the program, mountain man. Clay, what'd you cook for New Year's?
Got my smoker out.
I know. I saw the pictures.
We had St. Louis style, full rack of spare ribs and a whole chicken.
Wow.
Now
Ate it
that's
all?
what we had for New Year's. For Christmas, I had a 5-pound prime tenderloin, the whole tenderloin. Cut it up into like little baby fillets.
You've still got my number, don't you?
I don't think I do.
Oh, okay. All right. Because I knew that if you were doing something like that, I mean, me and Bart, Edward, Bo, that we'd all get texts.
I got your number.
And I know you do.
I got your number.
I know. You're just teasing. But, I kept waiting on my invitation to come over there and eat.
We have
Just
talked
never
about this forever. Bo, Bart, Saul. We can bring in a couple others. They may have a couch, but we'll have a little fun time over here. If the weather cooperates, we'll go out there and wet a line, catch fish. But we'll get the pit fired up and cook something good.
All right, we got a lot
There'll be appropriate drinks. Yeah.
Well, I'm sure. All right, we got a lot to get into with you while you're here. If you'll let me, I want to take a call, though, as we begin the hour. We've got one left over from the last hour. Nelson's been patiently waiting in Harrison, and I want to bring Nelson into the program. Nelson, you're on the Chuck and Bo show, and Clay Henry's here, too, so I don't know what more you could ask for.
I like it, guys. Everybody in the studio, Chuck, Edward, Bart, Clay Henry, all you guys have a blessed and prosperous 25.
Thank you.
And,
Thank you.
guys, I just want to pay my respects to anybody affected by that stuff that happened,
Yep.
down there in New Orleans, first of all. And, but, guys, I don't understand how we can have all these camera angles, all these TV angles, and we can have an official actually come on the broadcast and say this is what it should be, this is what happened, and how we cannot get calls corrected or right in a football game or, whatever happens going on, whatever the sporting event is. If there's that much evidence, get it right. And I hear what you're saying, Chuck, about throwing that kid out of the game subjectively could have ruined the game. It's black and white.
Oh, no. Don't misunderstand me. Don't misunderstand me. It was targeting. I'm just saying that I heard someone point out that it might not have been in the best interest of the game itself to throw him out. But the rules are the rules. I don't like the targeting rule per se, but that was targeting. I mean, it was.
And another thing I got to say, guys, and I'll hang up and listen to your response here. Desmond James, man, I hate it for this kid that pie in the sky stuff is out there dangling in front of him because, man, you were not even second string on a team that needed receivers. Please understand where you're at. Please understand you've got a chance in one game. You had 3 offers from schools, NC State, Arkansas, and some other school. Yeah, you're a flash in the pan, but these guys gave you a chance. And guys, Happy New Year, and I'll listen to your calls.
All right, thank you, Nelson. I do think, Clay. I don't know what your opinion is. I do think a lot of people watching the Liberty Bowl when James was having such a good game was thinking, man, somebody's getting ready to offer him a lot of money. Now,
I knew it was going to happen.
Well, sure, absolutely. Now, I will say this too, though, and it should be pointed out that Arkansas has brought in a good number of receivers through the portal, and I don't know where Desmond James was going to fit into all that anyway. But yeah, I think when everybody watched it, they sort of knew what was going to happen in a week or so, and it didn't even take that long.
Yeah, and we should point out, not only are they bringing in a bunch from the portal, but they all got like 80 catches,
right?
130 over 2 years. I mean, they're not guys that were waiting for their chance. They played. They've got tape of them. He's got 3 plays, and they have whatever they need to know about practice. There's a reason why he wasn't playing. I think he played 1 year of high school. I think that's the way I understand it. So he was a project, and in fact probably is still a project. They made an offer of what they thought was relative to what he's done at Arkansas. Boy, if there's anybody that I trust to decide whether I want a player or don't want a player on this staff, it's Bobby Petrino.
Oh, I'd agree with that. And, I mean, that is, one of the things that you do have to consider, that when you're talking about offensive personnel, obviously Sam Pittman's the head coach.
He's got his thumb on it.
Yeah, Pittman's head coach. But, I mean, Pittman's not going to make any decision about the offense without Petrino
Bobby,
signing
what do you
off.
think?
Yeah, sure.
What do you think?
Yeah, and
I mean, he gave him Taylor Green. stars aligned. I think that we saw, Oregon probably play one of its best games against Ohio State on their home field. Remember that? They're on their home field. It's not like going to Rose Bowl and playing on a big stage. And, I mean, it's not like they stoned Ohio State. That game went right down to the wire. But it's they're the best, and they're playing the best. And I think that right now Chip Kelly has the pulse of that team and his play calling. And yet there's another factor right there. Ryan Day's been the play caller. He's turned it over to Chip Kelly. Maybe he didn't turn it over all the way until they got that, their comeuppance against Michigan. But he's turned it completely over. You can see there's not a lot of talk going to, from Ryan Day, as they're calling plays. They're coming down from the press box, and that's what they're running. And boy, are they good plays.
Were you pulling for Arizona State yesterday?
Yeah. Well, that's not really the right way to say it. I was pulling so hard against Texas. That's the devil in me, man.
See, I don't know if you were listening earlier. When Texas jumped out 14-0, I'm thinking just go ahead and beat the hell out of them. Let's prove once and for all that 12 teams are too many. But by the end of the game, I mean, I'm the biggest Sun Devil fan out there.
Me too.
I was, as the game went on, I thought, well, if Texas is just going to give this thing away, I'm going to pull for Arizona State.
Yeah, I'm ready to get my Heisman Trophy vote back and give it to Scatterboo. I mean, I thought he was wonderful, the quarterback. And, I was like, and then the targeting play happened, and I was like, man, this is going to get even better. They're fixing to get their best defensive back thrown out of the game, and they're going to get it down. Now, having said all that, apparently the Achilles heel for Arizona State is field goal kicker. I don't think their kicker is any better. And for him to make a kick under pressure to break the tie, might have been, kind of a little bit of a pipe dream. Those kicks at that point, as we saw with the Texas kicker missing twice, they're not easy. I mean, those guys are just scared out of their, they're about to pee in their pants and everything else. Chuck, I've got some friends in the fishing community scattered all over the country that are involved in the replay business.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, high level. So much that when they come to Arkansas, I get to sit in the booth with them, before the game, right next to you. They just walk me right in.
Right.
They come over. Mike New, our good friend, has kind of plugged me into some of those guys. Anyway, I checking with that guy last night. I'm not going to say who he is, but he's still involved. He's still in the Zooms. I guess Steve Shaw conducts them, all year where they're reviewing. And he said that was targeting all year. Doesn't matter that it was face mask. He says a blow above the shoulders to a defenseless player is targeting. And he says that I can't figure for the life of me. And he says, those guys they're all plugged in with each other. I'm talking about, the officiating community. They're all trying to figure out, okay, I guess the collaborative is in Pittsburgh. What were those guys thinking? And they'll find out.
Mm-hmm.
There will be discussion, as the spring goes on at where these guys get together and meet and plan for whatever rule changes come along. They'll find out why was it not targeting, because it doesn't make any sense to anybody that knows the way targeting is supposed to be called.
Clay, what retirement adventure are you off on today?
We are. Jean Ann is going to the spa.
Wow.
Her Christmas present, and we are down to one vehicle, and so she's got it. We've both hit deer. Both our cars are in my truck, her car are in the shop. Been there for 6 weeks.
Is this a contest? You guys have a contest? You keep points on this, or does this just happen?
You mean who gets the most deer?
Yeah, who hits the most deer?
She hit the biggest one. Yeah, that's the only thing that
She's
really
got a
matters.
9 point.
Yeah.
Clay just hit a 6 point.
Yeah, I hit a doe.
Oh, okay.
And
God, what a monster!
So, I am desperate for a car. If anybody or a truck, I'm supposed to go to deer camp in South Phillips County tomorrow morning. I don't have a vehicle.
So you need a ride.
You know, I need a ride. And I think one of the vehicles is going to get ready today. And if that happens, then I'm in business. So I've already got somebody on go from the neighborhood to take me up there 17 miles to get a car. I'm probably going to get Gene N's Acura SUV, and my truck's not going to be ready. So,
how far out in the woods do you live?
3 miles.
Okay.
Yeah.
Three lonely miles.
Well, there's 7 houses on about 300 acres. And, you know, there's nobody, you can't see another house from any of their houses.
Oh,
you know,
that
like
sounds
nobody
great.
can see me.
Yeah?
Yeah, there's a lot of deer, turkey. We've had bear. We've got armadillos. Man, I shoot the armadillos. I mean, they're just, they do.
Your bullseye shot.
You know, I just blow them away. You know, with a 12 gauge. Boom!
All right.
Dead armadillo.
All right.
They dig up holes in my grass. They're nasty.
Yeah. Flexing those muscles over there.
What is Bart? Why does he think that's funny? He do the
Bart's
same
just
thing.
over there. Well, no, actually, Bart probably would not do the same thing.
Would he feed him?
Oh,
What
hell
would you
no.
do, Bart? What would you do? How would you handle
With
it?
an armadillo.
I'd get rid of him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what you're saying, Clay, is Gene Ann's got the
But
car,
where
you're
I'm
sitting
at,
home
it
by
won't
yourself,
matter.
you need a lift.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. I've got some writing to do today, so I'm writing a story about Dean Pappas, who's the head pro down at Cooper's Hawk, best public course in Arkansas. He's going into the Golf Hall of Fame, Arkansas Golf Hall of Fame right now. Where are they now for Hogswood? So I'm doing that, and trying to tidy up some of my work that I do now for NWA Media. Do you know what my title is?
No.
Have I not told you all that?
No, I'm anxious to hear it, though.
Yeah, I mean, and nobody would ever guess this.
Is the word
I am
emeritus in there anywhere?
No,
Okay.
it should be.
All
It
right.
should be.
All right.
Yeah, I am one of those.
All
yeah.
right.
Yeah. So
What is it?
Features editor for Northwest Arkansas Media in Hogs Sports Network.
That's a long time. That's a lot of words on your business card, man.
I think it means I write columns.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Clay Henry, writer. That's what it should say. That's all it should say.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks,
Old
man.
guy.
Have a
Yeah,
good day.
yeah. Y'all have fun. I listen to y'all. Y'all. It's,
right.
And it really is nice not to have Bo there. I think it's a better show.
Yeah. We were talking about that too. All right, Clay, have a good day. Be careful out
Yeah.
there. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Bye, Bart. Thanks.
Bye, Clay.
It always it always turns into just a regular old phone call with Clay. I mean, it's like we're not even on the air. We just find out what Clay's up to that day. That hum really is driving me nuts. 877-377-6963. This is the Chuck and Bo Show.
Chuck and Bo, it's always an honor and pleasure to be with you. You know I don't do a lot of these in the course of my season.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Guys, regardless of our age, feeling good is something we all want. That's what the Sweat No Edge is all about. It's where health, confidence, and peak performance come together. We all face challenges like low energy, hair loss, who's looking at me, stubborn weight, and skin health. The good news is we can do something about it. Get your free evaluation today and see where you are. Chuck and I have both done it and are better off for it. Log on to sweatnomcosmetic.com and click on the Sweat No Edge. Having great vision enhances every part of life. That's why I go to McDonald Eye Associates. Whether it's a pair of readers or LASIK surgery, you know you're in good hands. You've heard former quarterback and now coach Ty Story talk about his great LASIK results with McDonald Eye. The surgeons there have done more LASIK procedures than anybody in the state of Arkansas and have helped numerous athletes get better results through improved vision. When it comes to vision, nobody sees it like McDonald Eye.
We are possibly entering what could be a golden age in Razorback athletics.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
A blockbuster, earth-quaking type of news story.
John Calipari to Arkansas.
Arkansas has landed themselves, the biggest brand coach in all of college athletics.
I think Cal will win at Arkansas.
They are more or less the center of the college basketball world.
That's a top 10 team under John Calipari.
Listen to every Razorback basketball game right here. ESPN 95.3.
What a move by Big Z.
AAA Business Systems is your printer, copier, and production print solutions provider. What makes AAA unique? Ricoh, Sharp, and Brother Equipment. Fast, friendly service from our office technology experts. All-inclusive service contracts, managed IT services, and 4 locations statewide. AAA Business Systems. Find us online at AAABM.com. AAA Business Systems. Anything else is just a copy.
Valley Family Dental at the entrance to Riley Farms provides every type of dental care and procedure for you and your family. General dentistry, braces, implants, same-day crowns, and cosmetics. Dr. Sparkman, Farmer, and now Dr. Blaine Van Nice work to give all of their patients a better life with a better smile. Valley Family Dental, 5901 Riley Park Drive, Suite A at the entrance to Riley Farms. Let them know you heard this on ESPN Radio and receive $300 off a snore guard. Valley Family Dental, 479-226-3500 for an appointment or visit valleyfamilydentalpractice.com.
It's sad that we live in an unsafe world, but we do. Would you be able to show the police who was at your home if something was taken? Guardtronic installs alarm systems as well as camera systems. We here at ESPN rely on our Guardtronic installed cameras to keep an eye on what's going on around our building, as many of you do. Guardtronic has been serving the River Valley for over 60 years. Call Guardtronic for a free estimate so you'll be able to show the police who the bad boys are that took your belongings. License E50.
You will never find a boring old burger at Art's Barbecue and Burgers in Fort Smith. Try the Wild West Burger, topped with a hot link, jalapenos, and Art's hot sauce. The Brisket Burger, with tender brisket and caramelized onions on top of their ham-pattied burger. Or the famous Art Attack, with house bacon, smoked ham, an onion ring, and a fried egg. There are 10 different burgers to choose from, and they're all $1 off every Saturday. Art's Barbecue Burgers and more. Rogers Avenue, next to Buddy's in Fort Smith.
Hog fans, this is Matt.
This is Robert.
And this is Elizabeth, and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
The largest Razorback store south of the North Pole.
Folks, it's that time of year again.
Mom, what's he talking about?
Matt, I have no idea.
It's hoop time, and in about a month, it's going to be baseball season.
And the Stadium Shop has everything you need.
Whether it's decorating your fan cave or getting something to wear for the game, we have what you need.
We even have Nike basketball jerseys, sideline apparel, even brands like Cutter and Buck and Champion.
Or how about something from Tommy Bahama or Coliseum for those Hawaiian shirt Sundays?
Guys, Nike baseball team hats and jerseys will get here about the 1st of February. Hey, Matt, do you know what's blue but doesn't weigh very much?
No, what?
Light blue.
Mom, please help.
Matt, there's no cure for a dad joke.
Folks, come by the Stadium Shop located at 989 South Razorback Road next to Baum Walker Stadium, or shop us on them Insta WW book.
Dad, it's
Facebook.
the website, which is shoponrazorback.com. That's shoponrazorback.com.
Or call us at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs.
Hey, Ty Richardson for Jam Mart. Jam Mart is always trying to save you money, and that's why they partner with Valero. Hook up your checking account to the Valero Pay Plus app, and you'll get 10 cents off a gallon, plus other special deals on holidays and more. Jam Mart and Valero, passing on the savings to you. Now available at the 3 Fort Smith Valero Jam Mart locations. And stop by any of the 6 Jam Mart locations in the area. Jam Mart, the leading gas station and convenience store in the region.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
If your performance is like it is blocking, if your performance is in our secondary is like it in your real life, they're going to call you in the office, shut you down, look you in the eye, and tell you two simple words. Hit the road, you're fired.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
How do you think when Clay shoots armadillos, he actually kills it on the first shot? Or do you think it takes multiple shots? What do you think?
Probably multiple shots. I'm gonna be honest. Hey, armadillos are tough little things.
Well,
now.
I mean, they're crafty little,
I know where that was going.
By the way, we've gotten to the bottom of the buzz situation here. It was a computer across the room that was turned up, and therefore the buzz transferred over into our headsets and onto the air, and it's nice to get to the bottom of that. Yeah. Nice work, Edward.
It's equipment that Bo
It's Bo's fault.
It's basically
that's
Bo's
pretty
fault.
much what Bo's like, I'm going to be gone for a couple of days. I'll play a little trick on him. I'm going to crank everything up and let them figure it out. Bo will be back tomorrow. He's on his way back from Los Angeles, where the Rose Bowl was played. In all seriousness, I'm sure that was a big thrill being there yesterday. All right, let's go to Franklin County. My man Joe's on the line. Joe, you're on the Chuck and Bo Show.
Chuck, first-time caller, long-time listener, but
Thank you.
Clay and I being of a similar age and both hating Texas, and giving Clay the permission to 12-gauge all the armadillos, God made armadillos so Texans could eat possum on the half shell.
They're dirty little
That's my
critters, man.
contribution for the day.
All right, Joe. Thank you. That's pretty good. I'd never heard that before, but yeah, I'm sure Clay is a dead-eye Clay. But I wouldn't want armadillos around either. I've never lived out in the country like that. I'm not a mountain man, the way Clay is, or the way Clay's become. But I'm sure he finds a way to get through it all. All right, still time for your call, 877-377-6963. Football at 3 o'clock this afternoon, Georgia and Notre Dame, and the winner gets Penn State. I'm not as sold on Penn State as some, although I do think they have been clearly the better team in both the games that they've played. They were better than SMU, and they were better than Boise State. Here's the thing. Football is still a game about size. Big, fast guys, generally speaking, still beat little, fast guys. And I know there were a lot of little, fast guys on Boise State's team. Genty's one of them. I know there were a lot of little, fast guys on SMU's team. Good players. But that Warren guy, that big number 44, I mean, he's a skill position player for Penn State. He's bigger than everybody on Boise State's team except their tackles. He's the only guy, or they're the only ones. And when I watch Texas line up against Arizona State, just watching them in warm-ups, it was obvious to me who the better team was and who was going to win the game. Now, again, Texas did everything in their power to keep ASU in the game, and for that reason, I just, said, to heck with Texas, man. I'm gonna pull like crazy for Arizona State. If they're going to give it away, I'm going to pull for Arizona State to come back and win this game. But Penn State's a big team, better team than Boise State. I don't know if Georgia can win today with their backup quarterback, but whichever team wins today, I think I'd take them to beat Penn State.
Yeah, I agree.
Would you?
I think the winner of today's game plays for the national championship.
Is Ohio State like clearly the best team now? Are they clearly the team to beat?
I don't necessarily think so. I think they played their best game of the year.
Do you?
Against Oregon.
What do you think, Edward?
I think so.
You think they're the best
Ohio
team?
State. Yeah,
I think they're the best
out of
team
the
out
four
there right now,
remaining,
too.
five
I think so,
remaining,
too. I mean, I hate to say it, but
they look like a machine right now. They look hard to stop.
That receiver they've got's really good. That quarterback. People forget if Will Howard had not slid too soon when they played out there at Oregon, Ohio State kicks field goal and wins the game.
Yeah.
And they had a mental mistake at the end of that game. Otherwise, they would have won that game. So I still don't understand the Michigan loss other than it's just Michigan and Ohio State. I can't explain it any other way. But based on
the worst day of Ryan Day's life.
To me, Ohio State is playing angry. Now, that's what Will Howard said right out. He said, we're playing angry or playing, whatever way he said it. I thought that when they played their first-round game, and I thought they really displayed it against Tennessee, and I thought they displayed it again yesterday. All right, we got to hit a final break. We'll do that now. This is the Chuck and Bo Show. Good morning.
What do you think Brian in Ozark was doing under the full boat? I have a vision of some peyote, a tailgate, and a Keystone Light.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
The holidays are all about making moments that matter. At Blakeman's Fine Jewelry, we're here to help you find a gift as special as the people you love. From sparkling diamonds to classic watches and colorful gemstones, we have something for everyone on your list. Stop by Blakeman's and Rogers and let us help you make this holiday one to remember. Because at Blakeman's, it's more than jewelry. It's your story. Blakeman's Fine Jewelry.
Flight by Yingling. It's the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass. Raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling and Son Incorporated. Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Oaklawn is your hot springs escape. Enjoy plush comfort, upscale dining, and Arkansas's only Forbes 4-star rated spa at our luxury hotel. And with easy access to Hot Springs National Park and sparkling lakes, Oaklawn is your home base for everything the region has to offer. Come stay, play, and get away at Oaklawn, a Forbes Travel Guide recommended hotel. Make your reservation at oaklawn.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
Did you know the CDC reports as many as 3 out of 4 Americans suffer from sleep disorders? The more severe condition is called obstructive sleep apnea, and if left untreated, can increase the risk of death by 17%. It can also lead to conditions like obesity, high blood pressure, heart condition, and stroke. If you have sleep disorder breathing, it's important to treat it properly. The standard treatment's a breathing machine called CPAP. It helps you breathe during the night. However, there are other options, and thanks to some truly innovative and proven technologies provided by one of our own Arkansas surgeons, Dr. Scotty Bolding, there are alternative treatments that may eliminate the need to wear CPAP every night. Dr. Bolding at Precedent Center for Facial and Dental Medicine works carefully with your sleep physician, determines where the underlying obstruction may be, and provides surgical solutions that open the airway, allowing you to breathe better. Call Dr. Bolding's office today at 479-755-3000 for a consultation and tell them you heard it on the Chuck and Bo Show.
It seems like everything is more expensive this year, but at Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric, we're here to help lighten the load. This new year, enjoy no payments and no interest on all home repairs and replacements. Whether it's fixing that stubborn plumbing issue, replacing an aging heating and air system, or upgrading your electrical, our Pascal pros are here to keep your home running smoothly and stress-free. Visit GoPascal.com today to schedule your service. Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric. Professional people, professional service. See dealer for details with approved credit. Restrictions apply.
I like craft beer. I do. You guys always think I'm like the biggest dork on the face of the earth.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Hi, everybody. Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, where all we do is keep you rolling. If you're needing a used car, we've got them. Everything from the most affordable cash cars to road-ready certified with warranty. The best used cars your money can buy. And we've got a finance option for everyone, whether you have great credit and you're looking for the best rate or you're needing to build your credit with a reputable lender. We've got you. Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center. All the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath.
Hog fans, this is Matt.
This is Robert.
And this is Elizabeth, and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
The largest Razorback store south of the North Pole.
Folks, it's that time of year again.
Mom, what's he talking about?
Matt, I have no idea.
It's hoop time, and in about a month, it's going to be baseball season.
And the Stadium Shop has everything you need.
Whether it's decorating your fan cave or getting something to wear for the game, we have what you need.
We even have Nike basketball jerseys, sideline apparel, even brands like Cutter & Buck and Champion.
Or how about something from Tommy Bahama or Coliseum for those Hawaiian shirt Sundays?
Guys, Nike baseball team hats and jerseys will get here about the 1st of February. Hey, Matt, do you know what's blue but doesn't weigh very much?
No, what?
Light blue.
Mom, please help.
Matt, there's no cure for a dad joke.
Folks, come by the Stadium Shop located at 989 South Razorback Road next to Baum Walker Stadium, or shop us on them Insta, WW, book,
Dad, it's
Facebook.
the website, which is shoponrazorback.com. That's shoponrazorback.com.
Or call us at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs.
Winter has arrived, bringing frosty mornings, holiday travels, and unpredictable roads. That's why it's the perfect time to visit Southern Tire Mart. From top quality tires to expert service at competitive prices, we've got you covered. Visit our Fort Smith location at 9700 Highway 271 and let us prepare your vehicle for everything winter has in store. Southern Tire Mart is a proud dealer of Yokohama tires. We keep America rolling.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
A lot of times critics don't know what the hell they're talking about, and I don't think they know much what they're talking about on this one either.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I think there's some confusion out there. When Clay said that he needed a way to get to duck camp. All he really wants to do is borrow your truck. He doesn't want you to pick him up and drive him down there. He doesn't really want a ride. He wants your ride for the day. He wants to go by himself so he can, hammer out his next column when he's in the quiet of the pickup. But he doesn't actually want to go with you. He just wants to borrow your automobile. So, again, I think Clay evidently what's happened, and this was to be expected. The moment Clay said, I need a ride, the switchboard lit up, so to speak. And all these people think, well, my God, I can spend time with Clay Henry at duck camp. And, of course, I'll give him a ride. The stories, the tales, all the all the things that someone could enjoy from that trip. I want to make sure I take advantage of that. And Clay's just wanting to borrow your truck. I mean, really. If you just want to drive to the end of that 3-mile driveway he was talking about, or 3-mile road, leave the automobile, and he'll put it back there. That's really his only goal. What do you guys got planned today? Gonna watch that game at 3 o'clock?
Gonna watch the football game.
Is that? Are you back into full work mode yet? I mean, in terms of the mental. I mean, I know we've been in here this morning. Yeah. I'm not quite there yet. I'm gonna have to remind myself all day that it's not Monday.
We're in the weird period.
We are.
Where nobody knows what day it is. Nobody
I
knows
think
what
Monday's
going to
be the day when everything sort of gets back to normal.
I agree.
That'll be the day where it happens. All right, we got a women's game tonight. Bud Walton Arena in Fayetteville, 8 o'clock, 6th-ranked LSU taking on the Razorback women. If you want to watch it, it'll be on the SEC Network tonight. And Razorback basketball team will travel tomorrow, and they'll play Tennessee on Saturday at noon. I think all things considered, it went okay today. What do you guys think?
I think we had a good show.
You think Bo's been listening?
No.
I don't think so.
No, I think he's been
either.
asleep.
It's like 7 o'clock out there in L.A. Yeah. I would imagine he's probably on his way to the airport. But he'll be back tomorrow. We got football this afternoon.
Tales of the granddaddy of them all.
It was a, that's the one bowl game I would like to go to above all the other bowl games. I will admit I was professionally jealous of Bo being at the Rose Bowl.
Understandably so.
Yesterday. And when he sent that picture out and kind of rubbed their noses in it, that made me feel that way even more. All right, that's the deal. We're done today. Bo will be back tomorrow. We'll do better then. Have a great day. This is the Chuck and Bo Show. Happy New Year and good morning.
There's a sense of pride when it comes to things built in our state. And you can add Flyway Brewing to the list. A craft brewery with roots in North Little Rock dating back to 2013. With popular flavors like Blue Wing Berry Wheat Ale, the Honeybird Blonde, and the Early Bird IPA, there's no shortage to enjoy a tasty craft beer flight at the Flyway Brewery in Fayetteville, 1550 East Scion Road, or in North Little Rock at 314 Maple Street. Flyway Craft Beer, also available in restaurants and stores everywhere.
I always enjoyed